Denver police have found a vehicle in connection with a deadly hit and run. A Medina alert was issued for an RV that police were looking for in connection with that crash that killed a person in the Ruby Hill neighborhood. The RV was found and a couple people were contacted, but at last update, there were no arrests made and the investigation was still going on. The pedestrian hit was in the intersection of West Jewel Avenue and South Tejon Street. In sports, the Nuggets at home tonight to take on the Blazers. That's the latest. I'm Chad Hoffman.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Denver Trial Lawyers, your catastrophic injury experts.
Just getting word of a possible grass fire off highway there. You can see it from the roadway around the I-76-270 interchange. Expect delays. Watch out for fire crews arriving to the scene. On the north end of town, seeing a little bit of construction slowing on the southbound side of I-25 approaching 128th Bridge there. Watch out for backups past 144th. Also westbound I-70 still slow in the elevated portion. Westbound crash at Colorado in the cleanup stages. And northbound I-25 slow coming out of the tech center between 225 and Yale. The weather forecast, partly sunny today with a high near 51. Right now, mostly cloudy and 38.
No doubt.
With your impact traffic.
I love the fact that guy is a fourth-generation builder.
Catastrophic injury experts are committed to winning and fight for the success of each case, while other firms settle your injury claim quickly so they can move on.
Renew homes. I got to get Renew in today.
Visit DenverTrialLawyers.com.
But even Suzanne said he didn't really want to come in. Wasn't that excited about coming in. But
oh, he loved it.
But he had a good time.
Oh my God, how could he not have had a good time?
No, he had a good time, but I don't think he thought it was going to be a good time.
We had a lot of fun yesterday.
People are either upset because they get almost zero time, or they just, you know, it's just, we can't have a show about a builder forever. But I do like him, man. His story was great, and I never heard of Doc until I heard you guys talking. What were those track housings called back in the day?
Levittown.
God, I just never heard of that.
They were out east, though, right?
Yeah, well, they started on Long Island when all the servicemen came back because they were all living in apartments in New York City.
I don't think they were that good built, were they?
Yeah, they were.
Oh man, do we have a lot going on today?
Well,
Westminster,
but you're talking about. I'm talking about when they were building in the 50s. They were built well.
Well, these were built in the 40s, 50s, and they like no insulation.
Hey, babe, tell me if we ever get a hold of that guy.
Mark's just making friends with everybody.
No.
He's trying. You know, he's got a lot of ground to make up.
Oh no, he's got Michael Brown eating out of his hand. Everybody's dead.
Welcome to the show, the only show of its kind. We're here to solve problems, answer questions, take your complaints, try to make your life just a little bit better, give advice, and pretty much do what we need to do to make your life better. We have a lot going on today. We had a call yesterday that we are digging into big time. In studio, though, real quick, then we're going to get right to that. It's an unbelievable story. You have to stay tuned for this. Hopefully, by the end of the day, we are flying a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old from Florida to be reunited with her dad or with their dad. But there's a few little things we still have to figure out. Suzanne, Daphne, everybody's working on this one in the background. I'll get everybody caught up to speed. But in studio today, Frank Duran, the real estate man. My goodness, Frank, we talk so well of you.
Good to see you, my friend.
How are you doing, man?
Doing good, just running.
How's biz out there? How is the real estate business in December?
Crazy for the month of December. It was crazy in November. I took a little trip in November, negotiated, I think, 4 contracts on the trip.
I know you told me you went to California, right?
Yeah, that's right.
You hit Disney.
Rubbed shoulders with Mickey Mouse.
You did, yeah, with the bigwigs out there.
Yeah, the bigwigs.
Now, let me ask you something. How many homes this year? Because we talk so highly of you. How many homes did you sell this year?
Well, so
or
far,
buy? How do you generally judge that?
The year's not over. We've closed, thank God, officially over 125 so far.
125.
We still have more we're closing right now under contract.
And the average realtor in Colorado closes how many a year?
I believe it's about 11 or less.
Okay, did you hear that? 10 times. How many of those were over asking price?
Quite a few.
Like 80%?
Probably 85, 90%. It was a pretty high amount.
Yeah, simple as that. And if you think Frank would ever BS, I assure you he wouldn't. Absolutely. He's more of a shucks and darn kind
I'm
of
a
guy.
shucks and darn kind of guy, right?
Yes, just like me. I'm a shucks and
Just
darn
like
kind
you,
of guy.
Mark, you know.
All right, also in studio, Brent Ivinson, Ideal Home Loans. I assume if real estate's good in Colorado, there's got to be some loans back in this stuff.
Yeah, mortgage has been great. It's been a great year.
Has it really?
It has. Rates have helped a lot. I mean, rates are fantastic. 30-year fixed rates today still 3.75%.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
under 4%.
Awesome.
What's a 15 at right now, roughly?
15's in the low threes.
Oh
So,
my goodness.
Yeah,
And you can save a ton of money with a 15.
you can a ton. You're 6 figures easily in payments.
We'll talk about that. Any real estate questions? And Stephanie Thomas is our realtor of choice on a referral list in the Pikes Peak region. What is it like up there, Steph?
Things are going good. Same strong market.
Excellent. Excellent. Everybody's having a great year in real estate. We got Deputy Dan, Deputy Doc, Deputy Daff. We have a full house right now. Suzanne on the other side of the glass. Ugly Ed, being the wonderful board op he is, he always helps behind the scenes as well. Now, he does throw out comments sometimes, but that's all right. We accept that. We understand. We do understand. Suzanne, real quick, I really want to get the parole officer on. Can we get him back up? I was supposed to hear from the parolee before the show. I have not heard from this guy. So
Will do, Mark.
Let's try to get him up. Here's what's going on, folks. Yesterday, we get a call from a parole officer. We 100% checked him out. He absolutely, positively is a parole officer here in Colorado. He has a parolee that got out a week ago. Listen to what happened. This guy was in since January. He was in for about 8 months. He made some bad decisions. He did 8 months. There's no other way to look at it. He gets out. His ex-wife had the kids while he was gone in Florida. And we're going to get some people on to talk about this. But his ex-wife had the kids in Florida last Sunday. Her boyfriend apparently broke up with her. She committed suicide. We're going to get a little more details on air about that from the stepmother, but we'll get into that in a little bit. I'm going to have Suzanne bring them up after a little bit. So she commits suicide. There's a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old in Florida. The guy that just got out of the can has custody of these kids. We have Deputy Doc that agreed to get them flown out if everything checks out. Everything checks out so far, but I got to pull up Dan. He's a parole officer. Dan, I did not hear from the parolee, and what is his first name?
His name is Michael.
When is Michael going to reach out to us? I have to talk to him.
Actually, he's sitting right next to me.
He is. Okay. Can I talk to him?
Hang on 1 second.
This is the actual guy we're trying to help. You know, we talk about helping people before they fall off the cliff. This guy is about 40 years old. He worked his butt off in construction, including operating heavy equipment for a 20-year period of time. My understanding from talking to his stepmother that I talked to this morning is he kind of got involved with the wrong people and did some things he shouldn't have done, but he has now paid his time. Michael, are you there?
Yes, sir. This is Mike. How you doing?
Mike, we are trying to really help you out here, man, but I had to talk to you personally. We have someone willing to fly these kids out. What I need to figure out right this second is, one, if we help you get a job, are you ready to get your butt back to work?
Oh, yeah, I'm ready to get back to work. I've sat around long enough, sir.
In my understanding is you're a heavy machine operator, and your stepmother told me that. So you can drive what? Bulldozers, backhoes, all that stuff.
I've done like wet utility construction, like installing. I used to do work for a subcontractor that worked for Xcel Energy, and I've done water and sewer install. So I've been affiliated with Local 9 operating engineers down on 9th and Calumet, in Denver. And I got affiliated with them in August of 2001, and I've been a member on and off ever since.
What happened? And everybody's thinking this. Why did you end up in jail? Here's what I heard. You ended up having an issue with drugs of some sort, and you stole some money, or you wrote a check, or wrote a bad check, or forged a check. What happened? Because people do want to know.
Oh, sir, I was homeless at the time. I was going through a relationship problems and a divorce at the same time. I was approached by two men in a car from Georgia. They asked me if I wanted to make some money, and I didn't have any at the time. I was homeless, and I was walking around town. I was actually going to my father's house to get my work boots to do day labor. And they approached me, and they asked me if I wanted to make some money that day, that I could make a lot. And I kind of told them no, and they kept trying to bug me about it, and they twisted my arm, and I took a ride with them. And so as long as I had an ID, I gave my ID. They ended up texting somebody, and before I knew it, we went and they met somebody. I didn't really see where they went, but all of a sudden they had about 10 different checks with my name on them, and they were payroll checks, and I ended up cashing them for them. And
prior to that, did you have any record?
No, I've never been in prison before, or jail before.
And you were in for 8 months?
Yeah, I was in for 10 months, sir.
You know what? The only reason, to be quite honest, we have even considered that is the fact that your parole officer is the one that called. And I have a good feeling about Dan. He's been doing it for 25 years. He's a good judge of character. He says you're going to get your crap together, but here's what I need to know. These kids are not going to be living with you right off the bat. They're going to be living with your dad and your stepmother here in Colorado, correct?
That is one of the plans we have open right now. We're trying to exhaust all possibilities at the moment, but that is one option, yes.
Okay, and then as soon as you get a job, you're out of the halfway house and you can get back to work and be with these kids.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Just on the record, I put myself in this sober living house just so I could be proactive.
Dan said that too.
Dan, yeah, and so that was my idea.
Yeah, are you going to be able to stay off the stuff, man, whatever it is?
Oh, man, I never even used the stuff till I was 37 years old, and I'm 40 now, and it took me down a path which
Well, let me tell you.
I never knew could be possible.
Let me tell you, I am very skeptical of virtually everything. You can ask any listener or anybody that knows me. I am making a leap of faith on you for numerous different reasons, and so are a lot of listeners and volunteers and your own parole officer. What we need to know right now is we want to get these kids out. We want to get them out today or tomorrow. We are willing to get them out. We need to know, and you need to get this figured out ASAP. Who's going to get them to the airport? We already found out that Southwest will allow the 12 and 10-year-old to fly together because the one is 12. So they don't need an escort unless Child Protective Services in Florida is going to require one. We need to know all the ins and outs of this deal, and we need to know quick, man. The quicker you get us this stuff, the quicker we can get it done. I need to talk to whoever is in charge of those kids in Florida, and then soon as they sign off on everything, we're going to get them headed out here. The other cool part is, if they're going with your grandparents, if they're going and staying with their grandparents, I should say, we had a volunteer, or not a volunteer, we had a listener call yesterday saying they will not only donate but deliver furniture for these kids. Right, Suzanne?
Yes, he's just an angel listener who does this to help people get back on their feet when they need furniture and beds and clothes, and he said he has it all.
Listen, man, you've got a lot of support going. When are we going to hear back from you? The show just started. I'd like to hear back from you on this plan so we can get these tickets done, man.
Okay, yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, we're busting our butts trying to get this done, so I understand, sir. Yeah.
All right, sounds good. We've got your info. Suzanne, make sure he's got ours. We've got everybody else's. I've got the stepmother. I got the fathers. I've got the pro guy. I got everybody. All right, everybody hang on. Margie's got a home warranty issue. Anita, oh, my goodness, is this right? I didn't look at this one. Deputy Daft, did you put this one up? Oh, my goodness.
I did. I saw it on Facebook this morning.
Well, let's just say murder's involved. And then Dave has an opinion about the Aurora police. I have no idea what that's about. And then pit bulls loose on a construction site.
What city are they in Florida?
It's going to be, what do you call it, the big one? Orlando.
How are you?
They are, to tell you, they're more near,
yeah, we're getting ready to pick it up.
that's the closest big airport.
Okay, we'll get them up here.
Dan?
Okay, hold on, guys.
What? She needs an adapter.
Okay.
Hold on.
How are you? I'm good. How you doing?
Good. Okay, commercial.
Blake Harris, he's an attorney, and here's what he does. Thank you. I'm doing a commercial here, folks. He does free consultations. He's located near Union Station. There's always free parking down there, but really why you need him is if you need a prenup or a postnup, probate, trust, a will, a simple will. If you're even in your 20s, if you have children, I don't care if you have money or not, you need a will to make things easier. How about a trust? How about if you want certain assets going a certain way upon your death? These guys do it all. Irrevocable, revocable trust. They do probate. They do power of attorney documents. All trust matters. You're getting the idea. If you need to protect your assets and figure out where they're going upon death, including your spouse, would you call Blake? He's going to give you a great price, up forward pricing. 720-924-6171. 720-924-6171. Or check him out at referrallist.com. All right.
Oh.
Okay. He's in the books.
Here was one right here.
What's that?
Sitting in front
Brent,
of me.
how's Arizona going for you?
Awesome.
Is it? Is that a good market right
It's
now?
a fantastic market.
Are you in Nevada?
No. We've thought about going. The deal with Nevada is you get licensed by the gaming commission.
Oh my God,
It's
that's
brutal.
So you like, same as like getting a casino license. That's wild.
Pretty crazy. So,
I don't know what to make of that.
Yeah, no, it's it's something. So we've thought about it. We're licensed in California too, although we're doing very little there.
Because everybody's moving from there.
Right.
I mean, that's true, right?
No, it is true. Totally.
Did you see their latest thing on homeless? It was on one of the news sites today. So, you know, their homeless problem is outrageous. I mean, it's crazy. They're thinking of old cruise ships. And, you know, they're just in some port and they put all the homeless on the cruise ship.
Dock it. Hey, here's where you
That
guys
sounds
go.
insane. It'd be like Thunderdome or something down there. I mean, what are you going to do, man it with police and everything?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, dude, if you live there, I don't think you'd want that going on. That's just going to attract more.
It would be so weird.
It would be.
My mom, when five of us, she said the only time she ever got suicidal was when four of us had chicken pox at the same time.
Well, actually, I didn't think any of it was bad.
Yeah, chicken pox is pretty annoying. But you don't remember because we were kids.
Right. That's a good point. Now, the only thing we did get vaccinated is there are those sugar cubes with polio.
Yeah.
And that was like you go on Sunday mornings and the real sugar cube.
Doc, you would use Southwest, right?
Yeah.
Frontier, no, I just looked. Frontier was dirt cheap. I knew it would be. Same day flying, next day flying, as cheap as $150.
What's Southwest?
500.
So let's use Frontier.
You can't.
Why?
They do zero minors anymore.
Really?
No unaccompanied minors.
Okay.
But I didn't search anybody else.
No, I have so many points at Southwest. I can either use
Frontier's like tying yourself to a milk crate, flying on a milk crate.
Yeah.
From here to Vegas is okay, but it's an hour and 20 minutes.
We had to use them to go to Orlando for a cheerleading competition. It was so brutal.
My parents, I flew them out and back on Frontier. My dad said, we won't go on Frontier again. He literally said, he goes, we rather pay for it and go on a different airline.
What's worse is Spirit.
Yeah, Spirit's bad
The
too.
seats are like these plastic molded seats.
The Frontier ones.
What are you cracking up about in there?
Shannon was dancing with the strobe light.
They're having a party.
Trying to get your attention. He was back there. I'm the only one who saw him.
Did you order the other ones?
Oh, so you can use your miles. That's really good.
Yeah,
That's great.
I can use miles or cash. I have so many miles in Southwest.
I have a ton of Frontier, but I'm going to wait till we use them to go to Mexico because all their flights are so cheap. I don't want to waste. How do you waste like 40,000 miles on a $39 flight?
Exactly.
Right. Totally. Would agree. And they'll still fly direct to most of the cities in Mexico, won't they? Frontier?
I usually only do like Playa or Cancun, so we always land at Cancun.
And they go to Cabo.
I've been to Puerto Vallarta. I don't remember who I flew there.
No.
And they go to Cabo nonstop.
They must go to Cabo nonstop. Cabo Airport I like because it's really old school, man. They pull the ladders up basically, and you get out.
I was in Cabo in 1983. There was one hotel and 2 bars.
In Cabo?
In Cabo, in 83. There was nothing there. We had the most...
You mean that little downtown right there?
We had the most relaxing vacation.
Yep.
So,
Good. How about you?
Good, man.
Yeah.
So I didn't do the
There was nothing there before it got all built up.
All they had, they wanted.
We were in a hotel for happy hour and had big
Who's on the channel too?
Man, these Christmas song intros are long, Ugly Ed. My God.
No, I know.
Is this a Christmas song? All right, 303-713-8255. Man, we have a ton going on. Now, at this point, I got to ask, what the hell song that never started? Ah, got it. Let's try to wind them up to where they actually start. All right, 303-713-8255. I'll let you know when the line's open. We're going to really keep you abreast of this situation with these kids. And we're going to need some other help with them. If you ever want to help someone out on the show, please, you can email us, help@troubleshooter.com, help@troubleshooter.com. And just know, any nickel, any donation, including if you donate by credit card or anything, not one single nickel, even the processing fees, do we take. Nothing at all. It gets literally passed on. We always check out the story. We background check, and we tell the story as it is, as you just heard on that last one. All right. Let's go to Margie. Margie, what is going on? And then Shireen, you're going to be next.
Bless your heart. I just love how you help people, and you did help me 2 years ago. And I just wanted to tell you I have a little memory issue, so if I talk like I'm going around in circles, I apologize.
Understood. So what's going on now?
I bought a home 7 years ago. It's a townhome.
Okay.
I'm single.
Okay.
Underemployed and unemployed. I ended up buying a home warranty because I thought, well, if anything goes out,
yeah.
I've been very fortunate that all I had to buy since I've been living here was a refrigerator and put in a new thermostat.
You know, it's amazing, these home warranties. I already know where you're going to go. Something happened and it's not covered. I mean, is that the gist?
Actually, it's a little bit more.
Well, then tell me, what is it? What's going on?
Okay. So anyway, 2 years ago, I needed to install a new hot water heater, and the company basically did take care of it. However, there was some out-of-pocket expense. And
how much was it? I'm curious. Do you remember?
What, the out-of-pocket expense?
Yeah.
Well, it was about $500 because this was in a crawl space.
I understand. So you had to pay $500. You had a problem with the water heater that existed. You had this home warranty. You called them up because there was a problem. They installed a new one for $500, right?
Yeah, but it basically, the money added up because, as I was trying to say, it was like...
I understand. It was in a crawl space.
Refrigerator into a shoebox. They
okay.
had to,
I get it.
Okay. Yeah,
so now where are we? Now it's 2 years later. I hope that's relevant to everything.
2 years later, there's a 6-year warranty on the hot water heater. It's a very good one, Bradford White.
Who installed it?
Well, that's the problem. Allstate Plumbing.
Yeah.
Who has a horrible rating.
Well, it doesn't matter, but Allstate Plumbing installed it. Are they the ones, when you talked about a 6-year warranty, is that just on the part, or is that on the parts and labor, including going into that crawl space? What was the warranty, or you do not know?
No, the warranty is on the hot water heater and the parts.
Okay, so what's the problem with it now? Do you have hot water?
No. About a week ago, well, less than a week ago, my hot water went out, and I went down there and I saw I had a leak, and I called the home warranty company. They gave me the phone number for Allstate Plumbing in Colorado.
Yes,
Margie. Who installed it, and I called them, and they said, hands down, nothing's covered unless I get a new water heater.
Did they fix your old one or install a new one?
I'm sorry?
Did they fix your old one 2 years ago or install a new one?
No, they installed a new one.
So why would you have to buy another new one now?
Well, I had Applewood come out because they service all my other stuff.
Oh, Margie, please, for the life of God, just answer the question. If you bought it 2 years ago, why are they telling you you need to buy a new one and it's not under warranty? Just why?
Well, they're saying that the water heater is under warranty.
Okay.
But it needs to be replaced. I was told maybe they could fix it, but then I had two people look at it, and they're telling me that the water heater can be replaced.
You know, sometimes, hold on. I'm sorry, Margie. Margie, I'm sorry. Hold on. Margie, hold on. Sometimes I feel as if it's me and not the caller. I really do. Sometimes I feel like maybe I'm too harsh. Maybe there's an issue going on. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have the nicest man in the world ask you how the hell we can help you. Frank Duran, get on there. And I'm being serious, people. Really. I want to see if this is me or not. Go ahead, Frank. I'm going to shut up.
Hey, Margie, good morning. How you doing?
Oh, good morning, Frank. Thank you.
So let me ask you, how can we best help you?
Well, the story I was trying to finish is that since I had a home warranty, I pretty much got screwed over by the installer. They do not pay to reinstall a water heater. I was told by two plumbers that looked at it that first they thought it could be fixed. Then I was told, no, absolutely not. It's leaking and you need a whole new water heater. So that's all fine and dandy, but I have to pay for installation.
See, that's the problem. She has to pay for the installation.
How much is the installation? When I asked you about the warranty that was 6 years, sorry, Frank, you tried.
I'll try. All right, man.
You said when I asked you about the warranty, I said, do you know or not? Does it cover parts and installation? You said, yes, it covers everything. So now they've changed their mind?
Just parts.
Just parts.
Just the product.
Okay. So how much is the installation? How much is the installation?
Well, the installation is going to be between $1,000 and $2,000.
Oh my God, $1,000 and $2,000.
That's not what she said on the phone.
Hold on, I got to put her on hold because I'm just I'm
she
going
told me
insane.
$600-700 or something. I thought.
Please,
maybe not.
Please ask her what the quote is, and then we're going to do something.
Okay, maybe I misunderstood.
You know what? Is she Metro Denver? I'm afraid to ask her. I might hear her life story again. Figure out if she's around here. If she's Metro Denver, Master Rooter will go out there with no trip charge and give her a diagnostic to either fix it or replace it or whatever they need to do for free. So let's call them up and let's just see what we're really dealing with. Because you know what? I don't think she knows. Because it's in a crawl space, I don't even think she knows if it needs to be replaced. But if it's 2 years old, it's got to be under warranty by the manufacturer of some sort. Let's just sort this off the air. We are going to help Margie, but Margie, listen, we're just going to help you off the air, but we're going to get someone out there and figure out what's really going on, okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
You're very welcome, and I don't mean to beat you up too much. The show's only 4 hours.
This is Denver's talk station.
See if Master Rooter will come on air with me and just talk about this real quick and find out if she's in Denver Metro. Whoever answers knows me. Just say the deal. And fix it if they can. But I want them to do it for free for the estimate. Fix it.
Good. How about you?
Who is it? Who?
Busy? We had a deal that we did down in Colorado Springs.
Shark Bait didn't like it.
Fire
Oh my God, this is
for
painful.
about 4 or 5 months. And so, literally, she'll ask the loan officer, hey, is this handled? Yep, taken care of.
Okay, hold on, guys. Oh, no, I got a minute. Or not a minute, but...
In school, we had to learn how to do that.
What?
Well, when you're at the point, yeah, when you're talking to a patient, you can't spend 20 hours. So you have to learn how to elicit the information, where to cut it off.
Okay, guys. Man, this is a company I hope you never need, but if you ever deal with a fire, a flood, a storm, mold, or any catastrophe in your house, you need to call American Restoration 24/7. Rock's the owner. He's the best out there. This guy does work for Superfunds, the government, you name it, all across the freaking world. And guess what? He's not going to knock your head off with pricing. And he'll deal directly with your insurance company. American Restoration, fire, flood, storm, any catastrophe at your house. 8337-AMREST. Write it down for when you need it. 8337-AMREST.
Frank, if any of your houses need something like this, restoration, like asbestos, whatever, this guy really is.
Rock is the man.
What's the name of the company again?
American Restoration.
Yeah, I mean asbestos, meth, lead, but fire, flood, anything.
Or just if they have to mitigate it.
He has done stuff that is massive, like huge cleanups of water. What was that lead in the water in Flint or whatever? I mean, he gets on Superfund stuff like that.
He deals with mold and
yes,
that's good.
But he's a straight shooter. He saved the lady $1,500 because this mold place said, we got to do this. You go, right, no, you don't. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
Did we ever get the lab report?
We got the lab report, and it was nothing.
Right.
They said it was toxic mold and all this.
That's the key. They're just honest with people.
You're exactly right.
Because there's times if they could take advantage, they wanted to.
My understanding, hey Brent.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you? Mark, my understanding with those kind of home warranties is it's very common for them to replace the part, but to charge for installation.
Yeah.
So that's the problem she's having. She can't afford the installation.
I still need someone to give a real estimate on it. She said $2,000.
You didn't let her finish. So she had 2 plumbers out to look at it.
Yeah.
One of them said it was $1,000 something. Then they said we'll do it for $475. She says I don't even have $475 to pay for an installation.
Well, if she has nothing, okay, then I'll talk to her. We'll bring it back.
I mean, I don't mind getting Master Rooter on for this. I'm just telling you the rest of the story with.
All right, see if you can get him on.
Okay.
$475 sounds reasonable.
$475 for any plumber to show up anywhere and do anything is reasonable.
Yeah. Especially if it's a crawl space with all water heater.
Electric or gas.
She's not. You think if I ask her that, she's going to start singing the Star Spangled Banner?
But remember, she did preface from the beginning.
Daphne, oh, I know.
That she had a brain injury and she will keep looping. So.
I know.
I tell people that all the time. They don't yell at me for being stupid. I just had a brain injury.
And you're a doctor?
Right.
Like another doctor?
Moving her into sales, and she's going to be. Yeah.
How long until a guy tells you he's a doctor?
What was that, Mark?
So there's a thing like pilots.
It's in their title.
Like guys are pilots for 35 minutes.
Pilots don't have like a pilot.
Just for me and then.
I swear they do.
Same with doctor.
No, I don't tell people.
How do you know if someone's a doctor? They tell you within the first 5 minutes.
Thank you for the feedback, though, because.
Hey, how's the weather? Oh man, I delivered 1,000 babies.
No, I've never.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That flight attendant that I threw out of my house, that was one thing that bugged me. She had to tell everybody in the first 5 minutes that she was a flight attendant.
Really?
It drove me crazy.
What's your favorite TV show? Oh, I don't know, ER, because you know I'm a doctor.
I never watched medical shows. Never watched medical shows.
There's a commercial, I forget what it's for. It's for cancer or something. It's all these TV doctors.
Oh, right.
If that was a really good commercial.
It was.
They finally acknowledge they know nothing.
Yeah, we got it. Did it come to the right place?
But they're very good for saying all the correct verbiage.
Yeah, we were good. Yeah, good. That's awesome. Good.
The lawyers I know don't watch lawyer shows. The doctors don't watch medical shows. Because it's so unrealistic. Too frustrating.
Does anybody know what this Aurora police headline is?
It's the Aurora police officer who passed out in an unmarked car drunk at an intersection They treated it as a medical emergency and took him to the hospital, and his blood alcohol level was 4 times the legal limit.
Did he didn't get a DUI? No, there's no way this is true.
Listen, I only know about this because I had the news on this morning while I was working, and I overheard that on the news. So
how can they even justify that?
Apparently, they said that they had him sign something that says if it ever happens again, he's fired.
Oh, come on. He's still working there?
Oh, yeah.
So no DUI and he's still working there?
I believe that's the case. Don't listen. This is secondhand information from when I was halfway.
And this is what you wanted to happen?
No. This is what I heard.
That's crazy. You realize how much any of us would be in so much trouble.
We'd be in jail. That's automatic jail. 4 times.
I would like Lazare on at some point.
We'd be calling Lazare.
All right, 303-713-8255. Suzanne came in and explained a few things. We are getting a master plumber from Master Rooter or Fix It somewhere to call us back. They're getting one of their good guys. But anyhow, Suzanne, what is she trying to say? I'm afraid if I go back to her, I'm not going to get much out of her.
So the problem is that the water heater's covered under warranty, but she's being quoted $475 to replace the water heater. She's got to pay for the installation, which doesn't sound uncommon to me, Mark, with those home warranties. The problem is she doesn't have $475.
Yeah, and Suzanne's absolutely right. In fact, I'm shocked the home warranty in the first place covered anything whatsoever. And if you really listen between the lines, she spent money out of pocket. I think she said $500. These home warranties, just watch out for them. Most likely they end up paying for next to nothing. Usually they end up paying for next to nothing, so stay away from them. Margie, I'm going to wait till I actually have one of our plumbers call in. But Suzanne, you said she got an estimate for around $475.
For the installation she had 2 plumbers out. One was willing to do it for $475.
But she can't even afford that.
But she can't even afford that.
You know, Margie, that might be an issue. If you can afford literally zero and the home warranty is not going to do what they're supposed to do, what do you expect's going to happen?
I don't have the home warranty anymore.
Okay. Okay, we'll cancel that last part I said.
Yes. This was through the manufacturer.
Oh, pardon me. I didn't realize it was. Well, that makes more sense too, Mark,
Okay,
right?
But Margie, yeah, of course that makes more sense because the manufacturer is just backing the part. Margie, if you don't have any money and it costs money to do it, what do you think's going to happen? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I might be able to give these guys, get these guys to do a great price. If it's Master Rooter or Fix It, they already do great prices. So, but it's still going to cost something.
Well, I can't go over my story and explain it in 30 seconds. That's why I was trying to explain it with Suzanne off the air. But the manufacturer...
Okay. I don't know what else I can possibly say. It doesn't matter. I asked such a straightforward question. Suzanne, maybe you should ask her off the air. If it costs something, let's say it's $200, let's say it's $400, let's say it's $50.
You just need to know what she can afford.
Well, she's saying she can't afford anything. So my question is, what does she expect us to do? Is she looking for us to raise money for her? I don't know what she's asking at this point. I don't think she knows what she's asking. But I want to talk to the plumber and get an idea of how much it would do. Maybe we can have one of our people actually help her out. I just don't know. I'm getting frustrated. Shireen, what's going on with you? Shireen?
Yes, sorry. I'm so sorry it cut out. Yes.
No problem. What's going on?
So basically, I'm part of this Facebook group that's the Canine Adoption Network. We just network if there are dogs that are needing help or whatever. And I saw a post about 3 pit bulls behind a chain link fence in a construction area. The deeper I delved into it, when I called the animal control, they said that they had adequate shelter and that there was nothing they can do, even though they're left there all night long. And as we know in Colorado, that's kind of not great for dogs. So
where is this?
Basically, so it's off of Prince Street in Littleton, kind of off of like Bellevue and Santa Fe.
What
and
business
it's like
is it?
apartment buildings. So it's called Top Dog Security is what I found out because I actually kind of delved into it a little bit more yesterday, and they train attack dogs.
Oh.
And which I find very odd. But so they train attack dogs. Basically, they're kenneled all day, and then they they're released at night onto the property, and they are trained to be aggressive at the gate and attack anyone that goes past the gate, since construction areas
But
have
this is,
very high.
but Shireen, I understand, and I don't necessarily like what you're saying. But if it's a company that does dog security and they train dogs, I mean, I guess I'm not quite understanding. Are you saying it gets so cold they might freeze, they might die, or what? I guess I'm saying, what are you saying?
So basically, when I called you guys, I did not know it was a security company. When I talked to your guy this morning, I told him everything, and I said, so
Got it.
This seems pretty legal. Do you still want me to come on the air? So, like, I want to make sure that this is reputable.
Yeah.
If I don't agree with it, I'm sure their liability. I'm not really sure how that works.
Sure.
And, I'm sure there's some sketchy stuff with security training, as I know, in the dog training field world.
Yeah.
But I told them that this is the information I had, and they still wanted me to come on the line and tell you everything I knew.
I got you. Here's what I would like to do, Suzanne. Let's reach out to Top Dog Security and just tell them, say, hey, we've got a bunch of people. What? I'm sorry.
Deputy Ken Can.
Oh, Deputy Doc. Reach out to this security company. It's called Top Dog Security. You heard the call. Just ask them, do these dogs, hey, thanks, Shireen. We'll just keep listening. We'll let you know what we find out. But really all I care about is, you know, if it gets really freaking cold, are these dogs going to be okay overnight? And I have a feeling everything's cool. But let's figure out what's going on there. That's a little different than what we first thought when she first called in. 303-713-8255. I'll let you know when the line's open. Where should I go now? Dave, this one, I just have no idea really what this is about. It says opinion on Aurora police officer. Brent Ivinson heard a story on the way in that this might be, but what is this? What is the story, Dave?
Hey, Mark, how you doing? You didn't hear that on the news last night? This cop in uniform in a police car, cop slump over the wheel, drunk, 4 times the legal limit, and allowed to keep his job.
Wait a minute.
Just had to do is sign a paper saying that he won't do it again.
Wait a second.
Unbelievable. Can you believe that?
Did he get a DUI?
Nope, nothing.
So wait, an Aurora police officer is in his car. Is the car, like, is he on duty or is he, where is he? Where is the car?
On duty. On duty.
So he's on duty, and he's so drunk, he's 4 times over the limit, slumped over, and what? How did the story even break?
I don't know. You got to Google it. It was on Channel 2 News or Channel 4 News. And I said,
go ahead, Daff.
It was on Channel 9 also. He was in the middle, like in a turn lane, and not going. And people walked up, and he was...
Oh, my God. And they didn't... And the Aurora police say what?
That he is not losing his job?
He won't do it again. He won't lose his job.
Oh, my God.
And he was in a police car.
Yeah, State Patrol did it 5 years ago, I believe, and he was driving drunk. They jailed him, fired him, and he's no longer a state trooper. And this guy gets a get-out-of-jail-free card.
We need to get the public information officer. Daphne, see if you can get Aurora on. And it was Aurora, right? Aurora Police, not Arapahoe County. This is crazy. Dave, you want to know my opinion on it? If everything you said and what Daphne said is true, the Aurora police are imbeciles. I mean, can you imagine this? How about anybody that gets a DUI now in Aurora simply tells the judge, well, just because I'm not a cop, I get in trouble, but the cops don't? I mean, this is the dumbest. I have a hard time believing that decision won't change. I mean, this is crazy. That's what I think. Try to get through to them. Hey, Dave, thanks for that, man.
Thanks.
I didn't hear that. I didn't watch the news last night. I get depressed when I watch the news. Did you? Thank you. I'll look at that over break. That's crazy. If that's 100% true, what are the Aurora police thinking? What example does that set on anything? I wonder if they're saying, now, if they're saying he has a disease, which is alcoholism, so we're not going to fire him because he's got a disease, well, then no one should ever be written a ticket for a DUI or put in jail in Aurora because everybody else has a disease then. I don't know what they're trying to say. I'm outraged by that. Is there anybody in this room that makes any sense to? It's hard to believe. It's truly hard to believe. Anita, I'm coming to you next.
What the hell is that?
What
Traffic.
This report. Yeah, it's true. He's in a police car.
It was an unmarked car, I think. Not that matters, but it was.
Not that you're right.
But still. And I don't know if he was on duty or not.
This is what they do on duty.
Right.
I tell you what, that's Arapahoe County, and we all know about Arapahoe County Sheriff. They're pedophiles and no, they are.
Yeah, well,
he was
on
duty. He was on duty?
Well, according to the Denver Post.
The Arapahoe Sheriff?
No, the Aurora. It's Aurora Police.
Okay.
Yeah, Denver Post says an on-duty, armed and uniformed Aurora police officer.
He was armed too.
Who passed out
while
driving his patrol car.
Hey, whatever happened to that FBI guy that did the backflip and pulled his gun out and shot someone? He did get fired? It took him a while to get fired.
Yeah.
Visit the Broadmoor for the holidays. Close to home.
How dumb is that?
All right, fix it 24/7. George has done it again. He's continuing the special from yesterday. Listen to this. If you have a slow drain or a clogged drain, they will come out and unclog it for $19. $19. If you've had that bathtub or that sink that's been draining slow forever, you can now get it fixed for $19. Their plumbers are bored right now. I'm going to give you the number, but I'm telling you, you will never hear of a deal like this again. $19. As soon as it starts getting really cold and the pipes are freezing and they have other stuff to do, this thing is gone. This is today. You need to call today. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939. $19. They will come out and snake the drain. That slow drain you've been dealing with, no more. 720-526-3939.
So the listener says that...
That's incredible.
He was demoted.
$19. I might just go put something in my
demoted
drain.
from agent to officer on Channel 9.
And
He
there
was
also
what?
Demoted from agent to officer.
Something about the hospital not having access.
I would love to talk to Lazare on that Aurora thing. Doc, did you get through to the...
Yeah, I left a message to call back. I gave him our back line.
Okay.
I tell you, what is the liability of training attack dogs? I don't care if you have some.
Yeah, I don't.
They're all trying to protect their buddy.
Who else does criminal?
I tell you, Arapahoe County's getting bad. I'd say, what was the name?
Any criminal that you can get.
It was a couple years ago.
Just a comment on this Aurora cop that gets no DUI, doesn't get fired. It's crazy. It's a crazy story.
Right.
Are you embarrassed by your smile? Dr. Barrett with Barrett's Dental here to tell you.
Did you figure out if Margie's in Denver Metro?
Yeah, home warranty is such a false sense of security to people, really.
Oh, for sure. It's just like it's like most of the extended warranties on cars too. It's like all the fine print is it's covered, but it's not.
And some are better than others.
Yeah, for sure.
Even still, I most times just think people are best.
The doctor.
It does sound
His name was Nate Meyer.
Hey, Brent, I'm seeing more appraisals get the waiver instead of send the appraiser. Is that because they're under 400? Is that the new thing?
No, it's all, so what it is Fannie aggregates that in a database, and so does Freddie. And so if it's sold in the last set amount of time and they don't really divulge what that is, and they have enough data in the neighborhood to substantiate the value, then they'll go ahead and give you a waiver.
Okay.
So,
I've been seeing a lot of that lately.
Yeah,
So
that's good.
So it just saves them $700.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, for sure. Yeah, because appraisals are back. If you want something in 10 days, it's back to $800-900 again.
Okay.
You know, and a jumbo appraisal rush is $1,500.
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy.
It's expensive, I know.
So.
What's the jumbo rate these days?
It's around about 4, yeah. So.
How you doing over there, Mark? You doing okay?
And a 30-year, just a regular 30-year, Brent?
375. The new thing is loan amounts January 2nd. High balance Fannie Mae's 575 Denver Metro. So we'll go all the way up to 575,000.
Call 303-292-9992 today to schedule your free consultation. With deductibles being met and HSA money to use or lose, appointments are filling up quickly. Don't delay. Give yourself this opportunity to live your best life. Check them out at downtownshealthcare.com. It may not be over the river and through the woods, but if you're traveling over the holidays, Blink security cameras. Blink XT2 cameras are motion activated.
Stephanie, how's your new builds down there?
Things are still
Here it says it's
kind of
no
going like they
alcohol
are.
more
We're
than
still 7 months
5
out on it.
Housing permits are up.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
5 times?
So I think
I think value in our area is kind of
How do you?
steady,
Why do
though.
you
Our
think they
median
could
price
do
hasn't
that?
changed in like 3 months.
For the life of
That's
It's
automatic
pretty close
sale.
here too.
That's
Yeah, where are you
You're
guys
over
at
that.
now?
That's 30 days in the slammer.
But why do you think they cut him loose?
Because they can.
They're probably inundated. They're not answering. But I said if they wanted to send a statement to help,
453.
so keep an eye on
Yeah.
That's single family.
I'll update. I want that update.
Springs area is at
Condos
320.
are 312.
Yeah, Springs is at 320.
His car was running end in gear, and his foot was on the brake.
Oh my God!
Can you
Yeah,
believe it?
Treated as a medical
Rick and I were
emergency.
both like, what?
An intersection.
Well, medical being
How can?
Being,
Yeah, fire department.
being,
medically drunk.
Well,
being non-responsive.
seriously, that's you.
I can
should
drink
be
a lot.
hired
and
by
I
now.
majorly.
Well, then maybe
Never
with all of this publicity
be a
that
bad
may
guy.
happen, they may have to backtrack.
This was in March 29th.
Driving around working.
March 29th.
All right, 3. He has 037138255.
I will tell you when a line's open. Hey, Tony Akers with Master Rooter. Hey, Tony, you're a master plumber, I assume, right?
Well, I own the company over here, though.
Well, that's good. You own the company, so, I mean, at least you know a master plumber, right?
I do, but I've been plumbing about 25 years, so we can definitely help you out.
Okay, listen, man, I've got a question for you. I'm not even going to bring her up, but we really are trying to help her. It is in a townhome, and I believe the water heater is in a crawl space. She bought it 2 years ago, and it's a Bradley. Does that make sense? Something Brad or something?
It's going to be a Bradford White. I'll be honest with you, on this application, we may have to go there and take a look at it and see if we can find one that fits in the crawl space, being it's down below. That could be a little bit more of a challenge than just a typical 40-gallon Bradford water heater if you have like a basement or something like that.
Yeah, but it's only, here's what I'm not getting. It's only 2 years old, and everybody's telling her that she needs a new one, and I guess it's under warranty. The part can be covered, but there's labor. She's had bids from $475 or $50 from one guy all the way up to like $2,000. Would you go out and just check it out and let us know what's going on, man? I know you guys don't charge a trip charge or a diagnostic fee in Denver Metro. She is in Denver Metro.
Absolutely. We'll go out there and take a look at that for free, get her a real honest, ethical description of what she needs. The gentleman around that $475 price range is probably the most accurate.
Excellent.
But yeah, we'll go out there and take a look at it for free, make sure she's good and she can take care of it. If she's under a budget, we can get her financed at no charge.
Let me
really
know.
Take care of her.
And here's the other thing these guys do. You know, she's single income. I think she's probably just on Social Security or pension or something. But, you know, you guys give a discount to single income. Do what you can. When do you think you'll be able to look at it and kind of check back in with us?
You know, I bet you we can look at it today. If she goes ahead and calls that office number, they'll get her scheduled for either today or tomorrow.
That'd be awesome.
Is it functioning right now? Does she have hot water?
Honestly, I'm going to bring her up, but I'm terrified to do so. Hold on. Margie, you do not have hot water this very second, do
No,
you?
I don't. But
Okay.
Bless his heart.
Oh, he's a great guy.
He's more than welcome to come out today. And, you know, I need somebody to give me the skinny.
Yep.
So thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you got it, Margie, and you understand. I do, whatever. Hold on. I'm not even going to get into it. So, no, I'm not a meanie. Okay, Tony, I'm going to have her call your number, your dispatch, 720-434. Listen, Margie, write it down, 720-434-3406, 720-434-3406. That's Tony Akers. He's the owner of Master Rooter. They're on a referral list at referrallist.com. So, Tony, I appreciate you doing this. And would you check back in with me, please?
I would love to. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, you got it. Thanks, man. All right, so that was Tony, great guy. Suzanne, make sure she has the number, then we can free that line up. 303-713-8255. We do have one line opener, Will, in a minute. Mike's got a comment on charity. Mike, I don't quite know what you mean. Are you talking about from my monologue when we opened up?
No, I just want to make sure, and I don't want to sound like a meanie, but I just hope that, you know, people that are asking for charity aren't sitting on $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 of home equity and claiming they can't afford a water heater or something like that, because that to me is not charity. I mean, charity is a person that can't afford cancer treatment or doesn't have a pot to piss in, and I want to help those people, but I get frustrated because I got hit up not too long ago with somebody that had $300,000 in home equity, but they wanted me to do work for free, and I'm like, why? There's money in the home. They own the home free and clear. I mean,
you
I
could
just
get
don't
them
think that's
financed. That's one thing they do at Master Rooter too. If she does have home equity or something, they can they'll work with her. They might be able to get her financed. It's funny you said that, Dan. Do you remember? I don't remember the exact call, but we had someone that had well over $500,000 in equity in their house. In fact, it was paid off. And they were looking for help on something, and I couldn't freaking believe it. I was going, you know how many people would just do anything to have their house paid off, and the ability to access $500,000. Thank you. I mean, do you remember that call, the specifics?
Yeah, I do. I don't remember the actual specifics, but yeah.
It drives me crazy, too. This time of year, they all come out. Listen, Anita, a friend got murdered. They're trying to get the body home. And then Tyler's got kudos to Ideal Home Loans. I want to see what Ideal did for these guys. Brent's in the house, by the way. So is Frank Duran, the real estate man, and Stephanie Thomas. 720. I almost gave out my cell phone. That would be a freaking nightmare. All right, everybody, hold tight. We're going to be back after these messages.
Centeno Schultz, living stem cell.
They called, PIO called the back line, which I
what'd
gave
they
to them
say?
a long time ago. I didn't even leave it this time.
Did they call?
They posted a response on Facebook.
I'm going to have you read it.
Crystal McCoy is
Actually, oh, perfect. She emailed it to
I
you.
actually talked to Officer Camacho.
She emailed it.
So,
I'd like to hear what they have to say.
So yeah, their statement on Aurora Police Department statement.
Troubleshooter show. Hold on one sec, please.
He was in an unmarked APD vehicle.
What does that have to do with shit, though?
I'm just
That's what she's saying?
giving you the
Okay,
information.
let me tell you, the spokesperson, Crystal McCoy, she's like one that wants to turn a frog into a prince.
Yeah.
That she actually praises the officer for being honest.
Questions were raised.
Did you
why
read
this
this?
was not a
Yeah,
DUI.
This is the same statement?
Why he was not charged with a DUI.
Why was he not-
Inability to exclude a medical conditions and absence. So they said they smelled faint smell of alcohol.
But his alcohol level is 4 times.
5
Fix
times
it.
here. It's
But his
5
blood
times.
level. So what?
He says McCoy went
Give
on
him
to
the
say
number
police
from
did not
referral
have the
list.
authority to get Myers' blood drawn since there had not been
Nope.
an accident and nobody had been injured.
That's
When has
bullshit.
that happened?
That's
They
bullshit.
said no blood test was done since there was no felony committed.
No felony.
Yeah.
I tell you, this
Although
is why
the
people
hospital
do
did
not
drop.
like cops.
Right.
Because of this crap. Or
Internal
government in
Affairs
general.
investigation was initiated. The level of alcohol consumption is strong.
So if they didn't, how can they say his blood level
He
was 4
he admitted
times?
his actions,
No.
and they still.
So the reason being is that they had taken him in here, sir. Experience one city. It said Meyer later voluntarily provided his medical records to the department, which showed alcohol in the system. Several sources familiar with so apparently they took it at the hospital.
Right.
Told CBS the blood alcohol was more than 5 times illegal.
Who said it was more than 5 times?
Several sources.
Was there an actual blood test?
Yeah, the hospital.
The hospital.
This is unbelievable.
The hospital did a blood.
But
blood
the cops
draw
wouldn't do it.
for examination and
Wouldn't force
diagnosis.
That is what because they said there was no accident. How
Right.
many people have gotten DUIs with no accident?
Exactly. And also for sitting in a car with the car running.
With car running in
Yep.
here.
Yep.
We got to get a.
He was not in uniform, but he was in an unmarked APD vehicle.
Was he on duty?
Oh, the other stuff said he was on duty in uniform with his weapon on it.
Yeah, this
The other
one says.
reports.
Yeah, it says
Get that discount. Getting there.
the call of an Oh yeah, it says the call of a uniform. I'm sorry. It is uniformed officer passed out in vehicle.
But here it says 5 times.
I just can't understand why he wouldn't get the DUI.
It says due to the inability to exclude a medical condition and absent.
So if you ever get in a
I
DUI,
can't even pronounce this word.
passed out.
Confirmatory.
Accounting, please.
Information.
This sounds
DUI
crazy.
investigation was not conducted.
Have the accounting department, please.
Confirmatory. Sorry, that just didn't tumble off.
Who's gonna read this stuff to me? You're gonna read it?
You don't want me to read the whole long thing.
No. I want the highlights though.
I wish I could highlight it.
So the spokesperson said Myers' willingness to later share his medical records with the department showed he chose to be honest.
He actually, he admitted to drinking, and still.
$795 dues on that. This is the damnedest thing.
So there is a law that you got to take a blood test within 2 hours after being arrested.
But he was never arrested, was he?
Does that Mueheisen, do they do criminal?
Confirmatory information. A DUI investigation is not.
877.
No, they don't.
213.
Who's your name of the sheriff and stuff that was a pedophile and a meth? I appreciate it. Thank you, meth.
Actually, Marco might. Not Marco, but one of his attorneys.
I think it's the former Arapahoe County guy.
Arapahoe sheriff.
Wasn't he?
I really don't care who.
Wasn't he the head of security for Cherry Creek Schools too after he left Arapahoe County, I think?
I thought, I didn't know they could do that. I just had no idea.
Pat Sullivan, right.
What about him?
So he was a Arapahoe. Well, this is Arapahoe County. It's Aurora Police, but it's in Arapahoe.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I mean, he was a pedophile and a meth head.
I don't know if he was a pedophile.
Absolutely, he was a pedophile.
I don't know if he was a pedophile. Yeah. I don't know why you say he was a pedophile.
Because he did it to some kids and stuff and gave them meth.
I think they were all over 18, though. I don't think he was a pedophile. He was a class action creepo.
Let's see.
He was hanging out at those, what do you call them, the bathhouses or whatever.
This is back in 2000.
I never saw him there.
I pissed this one guy off so bad years ago.
You pissing somebody off?
Can you imagine?
Years ago?
Seems so unlikely.
So now,
what is the world coming to?
Anytime I'm on, he bitches. He sent some email bitching about something, like something I did, like you shouldn't have hung up on this lady, or you could have given her better service. This is 2 years ago. So I look up who this guy is, and he owns this small company in Colorado Springs. So I Google the company. He's got like 50 one-star reviews. He's like a total rip-off guy. And I'm going, I wonder if we ever kind of went after him.
What's his name?
So I emailed him back. I said, look here, you freaking loser. Why don't you come on so we can talk about your one-star company and the way you take money and don't do anything?
Got your attention, didn't he?
Yeah, and the problem is, of course, I shouldn't have done it. Don't fuck with a troll. Excuse me. Don't mess around with the troll. Darn it.
You want to hear my dental cop story? The patient calls me up, says she's having a miscarriage. So this is when
okay, I got to do
I-25, there was an HOV.
Do you know who this guy is, Tyler? No idea.
So I stop. I'm in my scrubs, my white coat. I go into the HOV lane.
I work with one of our those.
We had a really good call on you.
Cop pulls me over.
It was this week. I don't remember what day, but somehow you rapid rescored him or something was good.
So then I say to him,
there's a lot you can do with credit now. There's a tool we run that tells us what to have them pay off and at what level to get the maximum.
Ooh, let's talk about that. To get the best interest rate, to get the maximum score.
Yeah, to get their score as high as we can so we can get them as low a rate as possible. It's all rate driven. They're all score driven.
How many times does this really happen? Like, you get them pre-qualified, they're ready to go, and right before closing, the morons go out and buy a car or something. It happens way more than you'd think.
We send in the initial disclosure, there's a big piece of paper that says,
about opening
warning,
accounts.
Do not do this stuff, and we talk to people about it.
Welcome to the show, the only show of its kind.
This show was started over 40 years ago by Mr. Martino. He's a consumer advocate, and I've been under his wing for quite a while, doing his fill-in, being his co-host. My name's Mark Major, and like Tom, I am here to help you. I am here to answer your questions, take your complaints, and make your life just a little bit better. Any problems you have, you've been ripped off by a contractor, maybe you know somebody. If you know someone that has any issue or just needs some advice, 303-MARTINO. That number works when we're on the air, it comes directly here, and when we're off the air, you can leave a message. This hour, is brought to you by the great people at Panacea. I get so many emails. For a new sponsor, it's amazing. But Tom works out all the time. He works out twice a week. He's 66, 67, whatever age he is. He always had aches and pains the day after. And my goodness, since he's been on this CBD from Panacea, I swear I don't have to hear him sit there moaning and groaning the day after workouts. This stuff works. Here's why Panacea is better than the other companies, though. They have a lab right here. They make sure their products have the right stuff in it, the actual real CBD, the actual milligrams. These guys are straight shooters, and they've got great products. Check them out at realcbdthatworks.com. I love that. I love that. It's long, but it's easy to remember. realcbdthatworks.com. They got great pricing, too. There's a place right here in Denver you can go pick stuff up, or you can buy it right at realcbdthatworks.com, and they'll ship it. Really good stuff. In fact, last thing I'll say about it, Deputy Dan, it has helped you sleeping. I have never...
Yes, it has.
Yeah, I've known Deputy Dan for, God, I don't know, 3-4 years at this point, and I'll be danged, he always has had trouble sleeping. See that, Frank? I said danged. You like that? I'm becoming a shucks and darn guy.
Don't you feel much better now, Mark?
I feel a heck of a lot better. See that? I did that one, too. All right, 303-713-8255. Kudos for Ideal Home Loans. And by the way, they're on our referral list at referrallist.com. You hear us go after the bad guys constantly on this show, trying to help people out, get money back when they've been ripped off. But we've got a list at referrallist.com of the great guys. Tyler, what did Ideal do for you?
Hey, Mark, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing good, man. How are you, Tyler?
I'm doing pretty good. I've called in a couple times. I gave Jim a shout-out earlier, but, I know Brent's his boss, and I just wanted to give it another shout-out to Jim Shaheen.
Oh.
And, he's been...
One of your loan officers?
Tremendous.
Yep.
Yeah. He's just been so tremendous. We've been talking about my debt and stuff like that, and no one really likes to go over debt. You know what I mean? No, it's a touchy subject for 90% of people.
Tyler, you bring up something that's interesting. Most of the very large companies, and I'm not giving any names by any means, but some of the very large companies that do a lot of advertising just virtually everywhere.
Yeah.
One of the things is if they see any issues with your credit and it's going to be a little hard or, they might even say impossible to get you qualified, they just dump you and go. What I really like about what Ideal does is you guys get involved with a guy like this, what I'm assuming you did, and I put him on hold. You did, you pulled a credit.
Credit optimization, yeah. So we'll look at,
what does that mean?
So what that is we have an analytical tool that we can pull that will look at someone's overall credit profile and picture, and it will tell us ways that we can boost their credit score, whether it's paying off certain accounts, whether it's closing certain accounts, whether it's eliminating things. It allows us to maximize their score because in our business, your credit score does drive the interest rate. And so the higher the score, the better the deal we can get you. So we use it as a tool with a lot of our clients, whether they're buying, refinancing. This is a tool that helps a lot of people out.
And what's pretty cool is the other thing you can do, and we've talked about this, is a rapid rescore.
Yep.
If there truly is something wrong, or to give you an idea, here's where a rapid rescore would really come in. Let's say they've got one credit card that's got $10,000 on it of a balance.
Okay.
You can actually take that, and if they have the money, of course, they could take it out of savings wherever, pay off the $10,000. You guys could do a rapid rescore, and that could jump by 20 points.
Yo, absolutely. We've had situations where just paying down a credit card by a couple of $100
does it.
Has made a $30 to $40 difference in their monthly payment when we actually lock their loan and secure their interest rate.
And that's where that tool comes in, because it'll kind of emulate what would happen.
Yep.
That's pretty cool, Brent. In fact, I really like that about Ideal, how they can help first-time buyers. You also have programs for them.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of great programs for first-time home buyers. We're a Colorado CHAFA-approved lender, Colorado Housing Finance Authority. You can get into a home for $1,000 down, and they've boosted their income restrictions on this. So this is helping out a lot of people. Is all of us will tell you working in the real estate business, don't let down payment keep you from buying a home. There are options and programs out there that can help you.
Man, I did not know that. And then VA loans, these guys can get 100%.
Yep.
And right now, interest rates under 4% on a 30.
Yep.
Yeah,
3.75%.
When would you suggest, I know you have to look at the whole thing, but when would you suggest what interest rate if someone's in right now? 4.5, it's time to get down 4.
Well, here's the thing. So you used to be able to kind of follow that rule of thumb when we had an average loan amount of, say, $200,000 or $300,000. But now, as we're starting to see $400,000, $500,000, $600,000, really the best way to do is call us. We can take a look at it. We'll show you what the break even is and determine if it makes sense for you to do or not.
Yeah, check out everything Ideal has. 303-867-7000. And any questions you have with mortgages or real estate in general, we have got the people in here today. 303-867-7000 is Ideal Home Loans or idealhomeloans.com. We have one line open, 303-713-8255. Anita, this sounds absolutely crazy. Then, Randy, you hold tight. I want to talk about Turkish Airlines with you. But, Anita, what's going on?
So my best friend was murdered December 7th by her husband in Georgia. She was pregnant 5.5 months.
Oh, my
and
God.
And he also killed his own mother on top of it.
Wait a second. So 5 days ago, your best friend that was 5 months pregnant was murdered by her husband?
Yes, and they just moved to Georgia on November 22nd.
Did you know the husband?
Yes, we've known him for 2 years. They always have dinner at my house.
What do you make of it? What do you think happened?
We don't know. He won't talk. He said, what does it matter? It won't bring them back. And he won't give anybody closure.
Was he a drug addict?
No.
Oh, my goodness. I am so sorry this happened. This is crazy. What can we do? How can we help?
So right now we're trying to get Venus's body back to Denver so that, she has a 12-year-old daughter from a previous relationship, to give her daughter and mom closure to be able to bury their loved one.
Where are you going? Does she already have a plot? Or, where are you going to bury her or cremate her? What plan is in the works?
We've talked to newcomers for their home. So they said they have to talk to the coroners over there because they have to do embalmment from over there, and then shipment of basically plane tickets. So they're trying to round up the estimate to just get the body to Colorado with the death certificate and everything to get her back to Colorado, and then they're gonna keep the body until we're able to pay for the funeral. So they've estimated how much it will cost to do a funeral over here. But because she's not in Colorado and she's out of state at this point, they're working with the Georgia Fayetteville County to see how much that cost will be to bring her over here.
Anita, that's going to be a lot of money. I mean, a lot of money. I don't see a lot of people calling in for that. I mean, it's possible. Just out of curiosity, why don't they cremate her where she is and ship the remains back?
I believe her mom and daughter. Her daughter really requests to just be able to bury her mom.
Okay. I mean, I understand. I don't know. Any thoughts around the table here? I mean, I don't know what you do with that. It's just a circumstance. And I'm not sure the legalities. Can someone drive out and bring the body back, or does it have to be shipped? I don't know. I really don't know.
The police are looking into all that, and newcomers, funeral home, have been very helpful in trying to find out all the details because it's still an ongoing investigation because he won't talk.
I got you, but you're still going to be up against one thing, which is cold hard cash at some point.
It sounds like we don't even know
we do
how
have
much
a
you need.
donation page, and people have been donating. So we're just trying to get it to be pushed to get more people to help out.
What is the donation page? I mean, if someone's listening and wants to go there, that's great. What is it?
It's on Facebook, and I sent it to your producers.
Okay. So someone send it over to Dan so we can put it up on our Facebook. But, Anita, it's one of those things I'm a little torn on it. If there is no money to get them back, if you get the donations, that's great, but they might have to ultimately come up with different ways to handle the situation. Daphne, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I think us putting up the page, it's pretty much all we can do.
Yeah, that's about it. I mean, if a listener or someone calls, we'll let you know for sure, Anita, and I'm really sorry about your friend. Man, I'm a little interested what happened, though. You knew this guy for 2 years, and it sounds like he just snapped. You have no idea why?
From trying to reach out to his family, they're saying that he was depressed. That's why he moved to Denver. And was he taking depression medication? We're like, he was not depressed when we knew him. So we were kind of confused if it was something that triggered when he went back to Georgia. We don't know what's, and he killed his own mom on top of it. So
in the same fit of rage on the 7th?
Yes.
Oh, this guy's gone for good. He's over.
If you listen to the 911 call that he made, he didn't sound like he had any remorse or anything. He just said, I killed my mom and my wife. And that was it.
It's like a bad movie or something. It's crazy. All right, Anita, we'll put that up. In fact, anybody listening, we'll get that up on our Facebook. Deputy Dan or Suzanne, let's at least put a link to it up there. 303-713-8255. Man, we get every kind of call you can imagine on this show. I can't imagine what Randy's issue with Turkish Airlines is. And then Dean's got a shout-out to a referral list member. I'm Mark Major. We'll be back after these messages.
When you think about home loans, think Ideal Home Loans and the help they can give you.
That application process, we go through it line by line. And that
Troubleshooter Facebook page, not the
She didn't even say how much she needed, right?
But the GoFundMe has, they've got like 2,600 out of, I think they put 20,000, something like that.
20,000?
I don't like having the 2 plumbing companies and 3. I don't know if you can move around. It's not a huge deal. But
then you don't get any of it.
Okay, guys. All right. I talk about buy and build, and here's why. You can save up to 85% on cabinets and vanities and granite and tile and hardwoods and plumbing and electrical. Pennies on the dollar for this stuff compared to the big box stores. If you have not been to buy and build, you need to get there. It's just west of I-25 at Alameda. It's right there. I think it's called La Pan. It's 2 blocks south on South La Pan. Buyandbuild.net, 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 save money.
Isn't it GoFundMe that if you don't hit that goal, you don't get any of it?
I have no idea.
No?
What, does the money just go back to everybody now?
Yeah. There's one of those, I might be confusing it, it might be like
So he was a former star high school football player.
What's that?
The guy who killed his mom.
Oh, you found it?
I found not the link, but I found the article. Fayette County Georgia.
I'm going to ask you about it when we come back.
You haven't? I still have the press release, too.
So what are you waiting for to get these girls their plane tickets? What exactly are we waiting for now?
Does
the
How they get into the airport?
Okay, the social worker won't talk to us because she's not. So I'm having the parole officer ask the question.
It must be one of those
well, let's come on and say that. I mean,
fundraisers that they do for.
I mean, we have to.
Musicians.
These tickets are going to be non-refundable. We get the tickets, they show, no one shows up, anything goes wrong, it's over. This is a one-deal shot.
Sue, can you look at Facebook Troubleshooter, which is where she sent the link to? I've got the press release on mine, and I'm afraid I'll lose it. I've got it marked. Mark.
What's that?
The press release for the Aurora.
This is crazy. We can't even talk to the social worker. I mean, how would we possibly get this coordinated?
The father should be able to talk to the social worker. Why doesn't the father?
I don't know. I'll ask Suzanne. I don't know. Maybe he is. Maybe that's what she was basically saying. Is like she won't talk to us at all.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way, especially with kids involved, social workers. But
it's a you thing, Mark. They don't want to talk to you.
That's right.
Sorry. Have Frank call.
You're on our do not call list.
Frank, you took a good shot at that.
Some listener said that cop must have had Joe Lazara as his attorney.
Said what?
That cop that got off must have had Joe Lazara as his attorney.
What a horrible deal.
Yeah. It is. I mean, it is.
What kind of precedent is that set?
By the way, Pat Sullivan was a pedophile.
I don't. What does it say? He was convicted of what?
Well, he only got 30 days in jail. Only got out after 17.
For being a pedophile.
Pedophile and trading sex for meth.
Well, who doesn't? Sorry.
That's the currency of the meth.
Right? Meth currency.
Meth is the currency of the pedophile, I guess. How about that preacher down in the Springs? He was the same way.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be terrified to do meth.
I just thought, remember that Rico talked to Suzanne, that...
You know where I'm going.
I do.
Let me tell you, I don't want to do meth.
Already.
Ain't gonna do it.
I'm stopping.
Why won't you try meth?
I'm done with it.
Done with this. Mouth!
Hitler gave his guys meth going into France. Did you know that? I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
The original Blitzkrieg. No bullshit, man.
They were up 3 days with no sleep.
They figured it would take them, 30 days to get to Paris? Psh, 3 days.
Wow.
That's why that Blitzkrieg worked. They were all on freaking meth.
I bet it wasn't meth. I bet it was just regular amphetamine pills. So I don't think crystal meth was developed.
There's a name of it.
It was like crystal meth.
It was like it, but it wasn't crystal
I'm
meth.
pretty sure it was methamphetamines. See what it is.
It said it was like crystal meth.
Well, I don't know if it wasn't crystal. It was literally a pill.
Right, it was amphetamine pills.
Yeah.
Like we used to take when we were studying for finals.
I don't know if it was this stuff. Maybe.
But it also took out the inhibitions of killing people.
Yeah.
As a hiring manager, you need to quickly find the best candidates for your open positions. Tools from
I can't find her where she
That's awesome.
Really nice.
Hello?
I tell you, shit, we did body
out there. Like, I'm gonna move south and buy a bunch of land and just get away from everything.
Good.
I was like, I don't blame you. That's cool.
All right, 303-713-8255. We have a couple lines open really quick, and then I'm going to get to Randy and Dean. Frank Duran, the real estate man, it's December. Is this a horrible time to sell your house? I mean, unless you get transferred, you have to move. Do you wait, or do you get it up now because yours might be one of the few on the market?
You know what? I think it's just a matter of when you're ready, Mark, because I'll tell you right now, we're still moving them. And the buyers out looking to buy are pretty sincere. They're ready to buy.
They need to buy.
They need to buy.
Stephanie, you agree with that?
Absolutely. Typically, your traffic goes down this type of year, but they are more serious buyers.
Because
so
they have to be moved.
you've got people looking to buy and buy now.
How about loans in general? Brent, do they December, January, is this the lowest time of year?
Nah, we're busy. You know, we find that we still see a lot of purchase activity. You know, our clients, especially with where rates are at right now, are finding that, hey, there are motivated sellers out there. There's motivated buyers, so you're making deals happen. And then on the refinance side of things, people are trying to get their finances in order for the new year.
Yeah, that's true. And a lot of people, no matter how well they plan going into the holidays, they look at those credit card bills come January and they go, oh, my God, how did we do this?
Well, so here's a statistic that'll shock you. The average homeowner in the United States is carrying $22,000 in credit card balances.
Oh, my goodness. And
It's
what's the average interest rate on that, 18 up?
Some of it's as high as, if you've got late payments, you could be looking at 30%. And then here's the other thing is, you know, knowing finance, it's compounded daily.
Yeah, I know.
So it's brutal. It's hard to get ahead.
Oh, my goodness. So if you did refi that, not only does that interest rate drop, you end up paying it off forever. A lot of people get stuck in that cycle where that credit card is so extended, they pay off not just the minimal, maybe even a little more, but the problem is then they add back onto it.
For sure. Well, and that's the thing, you know, and what we're able to do so many times is by using your home's equity, we can create so much cash flow for you that we show all of our clients, take half of what we're saving you, put it towards your new home loan. You pay your house off more quickly. That's typically 6 figures.
And you're not paying all the interest.
No, right. Yeah, and you're not paying all the interest. So that's typically 6 figures in payments and interest. Take the other half and put it in your savings account so you don't have to turn to credit the next time you have a problem, and you're out from underneath your credit card minimums.
That's crazy.
It's a great way to do it.
All right, 303-713-8255. Got a couple lines open. You've been ripped off, taken advantage of, need some help. 303 Martino. Randy, what's going on with you, man?
Hey, I wanted to call because my son was flying to Istanbul on Turkish Airlines, United to Frankfurt, and then Turkish to Istanbul. His flight on United was a little bit late, and he was planning on checking in once he got to Frankfurt. But when he got there, since the United flight was late, he was less than an hour prior to departure. So he ran to the gate 20 minutes before departure, and they said, well, they didn't even say I'm sorry. They said, you have to buy a new ticket. We're going to cancel your flight. And he felt like he had no option at that time because, he was trying to he was in a foreign country trying to get to Istanbul.
Oh, my
So
goodness.
I read the contract of carriage. It said that he was at maximum supposed to get charged 100 euros for a refund. And Turkish Airlines has refused to talk to me about a refund or anything.
How did it go down when he purchased a ticket? Who did he purchase it through?
He bought it through Turkish Airlines online.
So
their online service.
So through Turkish Airlines, that included
Correct.
the United flight. That included the entire flight.
No, that included. No, that was just the Turkish Airlines portion. The United flight was separate.
See, I think that's where your problem is going to rest, man. And you're saying when you looked at the agreement you had with Turkish Airlines, why is it their issue, I guess, is what I'm trying to figure out, that if United's late?
Oh, no. No, I'm not saying anything about United being late. I'm saying that Turkish Airlines says that if you show up to the gate late, then there's supposed to be a 50 euro penalty. If you're refunded the flight, and this is in their contract of carriage, if they refund the whole flight, it's a 100 euro penalty. And even if you're a no-show, which he wasn't because he was at the gate 20 minutes prior to departure, it's only supposed to be a 150 euro penalty.
And you're sure that's the kind of ticket he had?
Yeah, I've got it. I've got the ticket.
I'd like to see that.
Sure, I can forward it to you.
Yeah, send that to us. Suzanne will give you the email. Here's the other thing. How did they pay?
He paid with a credit card.
Why not dispute it on the credit card?
Well, because it's not I don't know that it's a credit card dispute. He did purchase the second ticket.
No. Here's what. Yeah, but he purchased a second ticket. He's not going to dispute that. He's going to dispute the first ticket.
No, I hadn't even thought about taking that action.
Here's what I would do. Who is his credit card? You don't know.
I don't know right now. I think it was a Visa card.
If it's somebody,
it for you, but
regardless, if it was Capital One, for example, I would guess if you showed them the ticket you purchased and the information on how this should have been handled, then you also say, look, we turned around and bought another ticket, I do not think you're going to have any issue as long as he didn't buy a non-refundable ticket like you're telling me.
I don't know if it was non-refundable, but in any event, he met the contract of carriage requirements to show up, and they did not do what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, and the credit card company is going to see that they did it. In other words, they're going to see that he turned around and purchased another ticket. Send us what you have. Deputy Daff is really good at getting a hold of media people. I'm not kidding. She's absolutely the best. Deputy Dan, on the other hand,
But I can tell you, international, they're not going to talk to us at all. We've tried international.
You mean Turkish?
Airline, yes. They're not going to talk to us.
I've gone all the way to their president, their U.S. president. In fact, I even went to the Empire State Building where their headquarters is and tried to talk to them.
What'd they say?
They wouldn't talk to me.
Nothing.
I will try.
Not a word.
How long ago did this go down?
It started 6 months ago.
Oh, it might be too late for a credit card dispute. Oh, man, that's going to be tough, too. Generally, I think that's 90 days. You know what you could say? You got to have them start the dispute. And here's what I would say. Tell them to say this or else they might say it's too late. They kept saying they were going to refund it. They never did. That's why I didn't do it within the 90 days if they ask. Make sure he says that or he's dead going in.
Okay.
I thought they were going to handle it. They said there at the gate, they can refund the one. I need to purchase another one to get on a different plane.
Oh, no, they never said they could refund it. They just said,
listen,
you've lost that money.
Randy, that's not, I know that. I'm telling your kid what to tell the credit card company.
Okay, I understand.
You got to have an argument because it's after 90 days. To me, everything you have told me, if it is gospel, I agree with you. He should have been charged whatever the fee was or got refunded or something, but they're doing nothing. So you have to play hardball with these guys now. So you call up the credit card company and you say, listen, these guys promised they would refund it. Now they won't talk to me. At this point, I need to put in a dispute. I need to get my money back. You can see I purchased another ticket. I can send you what their regulations are for refunds or being late to the gate. Whatever it needs to be done. Would you try that?
Excellent. Okay.
And then I am going to have Daphne. Daphne, I do want you to take one stab at Turkish Airlines.
I promise.
All right?
Okay. Thanks, Daphne.
All right, hold tight. Hold tight, Randy. Make sure we have Randy's info. In fact, Daphne, go pick up in there and get Randy's info. All right, we've got Brant, I'm not sure, with a problem with the dealership. And Melissa, pot growers ruining rental houses. I want to tie that in with our realtors. Does this happen a lot in Colorado?
This is Denver's Talk Station. Are we getting back into this whole 2008 people not being able to?
No, because here's the deal. It's what it is. It's designed for first-time home buyers, and it's income restricted, so that
you run into grow houses a lot.
Wouldn't have the financial means to
I've seen a few, not a whole lot, but I've seen a
home.
few.
But they can afford the.
They can afford the mortgage.
A lot of upgraded electrical.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's full income qualifying.
They have to have
there's no
probably.
And then Daphne read the line.
And then it's not a problem.
No, there's no more. There's no more
when
stated
we see
income
that
stuff.
and when it's disclosed,
It really
we
just doesn't
always,
even exist.
Or
I always talk to our
125% of the value.
inspectors and say,
One of
look,
those.
this was disclosed to us.
So-
Check for any signs of
Does a veteran get
mold,
lower rates or
you know,
just?
and
Yeah,
pay extra
VA rates
attention
are
to
awesome.
that.
They're really good.
But
Like
haven't run into
rentals, you're probably
problems,
today. I haven't
But
looked at
with
it. I'm
rentals, they
just
still have to
guesstimating.
follow federal law.
You're probably
Federal
3.5 on a 30-year fixed VA.
Pot growing is
Instead
not
of 3.75. It's an
That's
awesome.
true.
I think that's where they get into
really
problems.
You can see one.
I think
I'll
it's
see,
on
I
their
did a five, no, I
leases
did
too,
a
though.
525.
It's got to be in their leases that they
coming up
can't.
next
On their
year.
leases.
I see that a lot now when I'm
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
your
speaking at
what's your
rentals to help some
credit
people.
score? 800.
Surprising.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
most
same
there
here.
that they can't grow.
But I don't have my income.
XYZ.
All right, let's talk about the Raleigh house. This one is very important. This time of year, it's crazy. A lot of people slip back into bad habits. If you have been dealing with an addict in your life, whether it's a spouse, whether it's a kid, whether it's a friend, a relative, anything, the Raleigh house has a phone number that you can call up, and they're going to help you try to get through to that addict, because that's the first step. A lot of people don't want to get help. They're going to help you help them, and hopefully they do seek help. The Raleigh house is a great place. They do real treatment too as well. It's medically based. It's individual treatment plans. These guys have numerous facilities around Denver, and they're great people. Their facility out in Watkins is top notch. But give a call if you have anybody in your life you're trying to break through to. 720-730-9722. TheRaleighHouse.com. 720-730-9722.
Daphne's pool said I just can't find that one.
Pajamagram.
Hey Mark, did we ever find out what's going on? Remember that guy, that Mark Wakefield guy that died?
The dead guy, yeah.
Yeah.
She went black, man. She went dark. She's gone, Jack.
So Delilah.
She won't answer us. She won't answer the homeowner. She won't
so
answer
Delilah's
anybody.
gone.
Well, she's not communicating
Right.
with anybody.
Now, as far as Mark Wakefield,
He's dead.
Clint is supposed to get the official.
You know, Clint
Yeah, but
Eastwood's
he's dead.
report. Clint Eastwood's 89.
I saw him doing an interview on
amazing?
Ellen.
Yeah.
You know, they just showed a section of it on the news.
Yeah.
Holy crap, he looks good, Frank.
I loved him in every which way but loose.
Oh, that was a great movie.
Because of him, I wanted a orangutan.
You was going to say you want a monkey.
I wanted a,
Listen, I think we could get that done for you, man.
Yeah, now.
For Christmas.
You know, with the new home loan from Ideal, anything's possible.
anything's
Right.
possible.
Orangutans,
I can help you tap your
alligators.
equity to get an orangutan if you want, Frank. I'm happy to help you out.
Maybe build a little home for him.
All I ask is I get to be there when you bring him home to see your wife's reaction. That's all I'm
I don't think I get the front door, man.
There was a video on Fox. It was like laughing. It was a real video. It was like a laughing hyena, a jumbo python, like a massive python,
and like a lion all fighting in Africa or somewhere.
Oh, wow.
It was like this crazy ass fight.
Who won? Hey,
So
Dan.
I don't know. I didn't watch it. I
You
just
know,
was
one thing
reading
you
it.
can try,
That would be crazy.
Travel and Leisure magazine.
Python was
has
probably
an
hanging out
ombudsman
just to.
that deals with this kind of stuff.
You would think the lion would win that fight, though.
And they,
I don't know.
you know, the people responsible
Yeah, they're the king of the
Travel and
jungle.
Leisure
Yeah, supposed to be.
is has a lot of clout with these airlines and travel
Rock
companies.
for line
So if
3
you can get
would
in
be
touch
great.
with them and ask the ombudsman
Mark,
to
how's your travel from
intervene,
breakdown
that's
like
another
this time of
avenue
year?
he can try.
It's all right.
Oh, we're always. You mean like snow?
Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not talking a bad snow, but I'm talking like just a moderate snow.
If it's a moderate snow, we just leave a little late past rush hour because remember the show doesn't start till 10. So if we leave at 8:30, we're fine. If we leave at say 6:37, 25's a mess.
My son's home. Remember that archdiocese guy? Suzanne called him, and there may be a thing where we can help her get the body home.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So let's talk about that.
Well, I asked Suzanne if
She's got
she
the
feels
skin?
like
I got a
yeah,
mortgage
she's the one who
in
talked to him. I just planted
1995.
the seed.
That was interest only.
The seed was planted.
And it was tied
So
to
yeah,
the LIBOR.
my son comes home on Monday.
So for 10 years, I was paying like 2 or
and
2.5%.
he'll be home for 3 weeks, which could be
So I
really
figured
yay,
basically
or
I was
it could be,
renting out.
oh my God, I have a 26-year-old kid going, there's nothing to do, I want to be back in New York.
Right.
Or why can't I go skiing again, because it costs a lot of money.
Yeah, because the lift ticket to fail is $275.
I know, but I bought him
And then when
for Christmas, he won't be listening. I bought him for
I sold the
Christmas,
house.
pass,
years.
an epic pass for 4 days.
They
And
don't
it
do
works in
that.
Vail.
They don't do that
And
anymore.
we bought it for $450.
They don't do what anymore?
Interest only.
Interest only?
Yeah.
On
No, I'm saying in '95,
Yes.
I got an interest-only loan on a $620,000 loan. And
So,
I
but
was
we have
tied to the
family in
LIBOR.
Breckenridge, and my
So for
husband
those
has the
10
ski
years, I was
passes,
paying
and the buddy
2,
tickets,
2.5%.
whether
So the
it's
LIBOR
Vail
was so low.
or on the Epic,
And then after
it's
10
like
years, I
100.
just sold the house.
That's good.
It's
I was
actually the
paying
best thing
$1,300
to
a
ever
month.
do is get
Yeah, but they were, of course, they
someone
were
in the
created
family
back
gets
then.
it. And Rick is the VA.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
huge.
even-
A lot more creative.
303-713-8255, the only show of its kind. We're here to solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. My beautiful wife, Suzanne, is kicking ass behind the scenes, and it's not mine for the first time. You talk to you're talking to someone in Catholic Charities or something about this body coming back, or what?
Yes, remember our common man who he's like the general manager for the outreach of the archdiocese or something?
I do.
Oh, so Daphne suggested we call him, and they do help with stuff like this. He had to speak to the next of kin who has power to transport the body. So our caller, Anita, is putting the mother of the deceased in touch with him to see if we can help with this. We'll have an update tomorrow.
Oh, this is awesome. This is awesome. I mean, what were the chances of that? I was thinking this was one of those things that could never happen.
Suzanne and I are a force to be reckoned with.
You guys are a force to be reckoned with. That's not kidding. I'm not going to joke around. You, Daphne, on one refrigerator deal, I don't even know how you pulled it off because it was like a 10-year-old fridge, and they get a new fridge. I'm like, I almost felt bad afterwards, like we screwed the company, because I didn't think she needed a fridge, or she needed one but deserved a fridge. Real quick, Frank Duran, the real estate man, and Stephanie Thomas in Colorado Springs. Are you still with Red Bow? I'm sorry, Stephanie.
No, I moved back over to Exit.
Oh, cool. With Exit Realty.
Uh-huh.
And Frank, you're with
Remax Alliance.
Alliance. I always know Remax. I forget the Alliance part. You know, something that I'm going to take right now, I want you guys to listen and tell me if you have come across this. Melissa, what's going on with you?
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for having me on your show.
Sure.
And I have 2 rental properties, and I've had one of them for, 13, 14 years. And then my other property is a house that my father had in Lakewood that sits on a lake, and it's and because it sits on a lake, we get free water. So, not thinking of about what's going on in our state, I started rented out the house. And within...
Where is the house? Melissa, where is the house?
It's just down from White Fence Farm in Lakewood.
Okay, I got you. Keep going.
Yeah. So I, had these two tenants move in, and within a month and a half, they had, and it was just by chance, I had to go up there. It was going to be a 2-year lease. I was going to go up there. I had to go up there and work on the pump for the water in the lake.
Understood.
And they had, in a month and a half, ripped out all the carpet in my house. They had built rooms inside of rooms. So it has a walkout basement with a wet bar. It has pool table, $10,000 pool table, hot tub. I mean, it's great.
And they ripped all of this out?
They not only ripped it out in that great room in the walkout basement, they built another room inside of it.
Oh, my
and then
God.
They punched a hole through the brick to install an air conditioning unit on the outside of the house.
They're growing dope.
They were getting ready to. It was just lucky that I got in there when I did, but they had installed over $60,000 worth of lights and ductwork, and they smashed up my pool table, cut it into pieces, and threw it in a corner.
Did you get these clowns tossed out yet? Did you evict them?
What I did, I didn't know what to do. When I saw all this, they sealed off my entire garage. I have a 2-car garage with a shop attached.
Yeah, you don't have to explain anymore. They turned it into a grow facility, and it's completely illegal. I assume it's more than 12 plants.
Yeah, that's what I said, because they were trying to explain it away. And I'm like, I said, where's the carpet? And they're like, well, we just can't decide what we want to do with this room here. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Did you get rid of them?
Yes.
Okay.
I thought, well, maybe I could just look the other way. How much would it take for me to look the other way? And then somebody said, Melissa, if you do business with these people, you're crazy because they're going to blow the grid.
Melissa, think about this. Hold on. I want to comment on that right there. You own that house. If you know, which you do at this point, I realize they're gone, but if you know that they're growing dope in there and it's not to state laws, they can take that house. Hell, in Denver, they take it without even thinking twice. But the feds could actually take it.
Right, and I was told that. And so what I did was...
so they're gone, right?
I did a 3-day right to cure. Yes, they're gone.
So now what?
Now I have another rental in Aurora.
Well, hold on. No. Hold on. Did you sue them? I mean, there must be a little more to the story for all the damage they did. Did they pay for the damage?
No, they didn't. And to be honest, I started getting retaliated against for kicking them out. I did a 3-day right to cure.
You should have called the cops. You should have called the cops the second you knew there was more plants in there.
I should have. Like I said, I'd never been faced with that before. I was just in shock.
Okay, so the dope dealers really screwed you. Now what? What's the other house? Tell me they moved into your other house.
They're probably all related. You know what I figured out was that these people are hiring people to pass the background check.
Yeah, of course they do.
So they're not even living there. And so I'm just trying to catch up with all this. I mean, I just didn't realize the...
Okay, first of all, let me just ask you basic questions. The house that we just discussed in Lakewood, is that ready to be rented out again?
It is. I've rented it out since these people.
Okay. If I were you in the future, I would get a management company. It would have saved you a ton of money. We have one on the referral list or a couple, and even if you find somewhere else, find a good managed company that will do the background checks. They'll check on the property. You won't end up in the same circumstance.
No, I don't agree with that, Tom, because a rental company is not going to know what's supposed to be there and what's not.
Oh my God,
And
a good management company. Well, Suzanne, who's a management company I like on the referral list? Who are those guys?
Denver Real Estate Moguls.
Can you get one of them on for me? Because I really do want to ask them a question, because Melissa does bring up a valid point. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe they don't have a way of knowing. But Melissa, what's going on very quickly with the second house?
Sure. So the second one is townhome, and it's adorable. I love it. I've had it forever. And I had some tenants in there just recently, and they supposedly had a baby, and they...
All right, hold on. Melissa, hold on.
Yeah.
I got to put you on hold. I'm going to come back to you, I promise. We'll pick up where you left off. Try to put it in one sentence for me, though. 303-713-8255, 303-Martino.
Yeah. Boy, Tom.
Man.
Just fix it long or short.
You're getting the storytellers.
You can almost see him start to boil.
I just want to ask, did she sell the marijuana?
Well, this one here, did her insurance pay for that house?
Hey, she kept it and smoked it.
There you go.
That was good stuff. I kept it.
She didn't know what to do. They tore her house out.
I would
had
have
all
called
this
the police.
marijuana, and she.
I would have
didn't know
called the
what to
cops
do.
so fast you wouldn't even be able to blink.
Oh, for sure. And then in the driveways, they showed up and laughed. Like, hey, here's the deal.
No, they will help kick them out, but they won't do much with them.
Yeah, no.
I wouldn't have gone even through 3 days. I would have had the cops out there. Although I don't even know how the cops treat this shit anymore.
They'll help you kick them out.
If you've got a ton of stuff like that, destroyed the house.
DEA.
And here's the other thing the management company will do. They'll make sure in the lease that it covers all this stuff.
So Arapahoe County says they got to take all the marijuana plants and they don't have.
Okay, hold on, guys. All right, fix it 24/7. This is probably the last one I'm doing on this. We've had numerous people call. If you have a slow drain in your house, their plumbers are slow right now because of this time of year. $19. $19 they'll come out and clear that drain. You're not going to get a better price. George wants to introduce you to their great plumbing company, and they are good. $19. I can't emphasize that. It's the best deal I've ever heard for a drain cleaning. That includes the trip charge, the whole bit. $19. If you're sick and tired of that tub that's draining slow or that one sink in that bathroom you've barely ever used, this is the time to get it done before Christmas and the guests come. $19, complete drain cleaning. Ready? Well, that's only for one drain, of course. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939 or fixmyhome.com.
My kids are a slow drain.
Financially.
Will they fix them?
Sure.
Yeah. For $20 of each, that's great.
That's pretty good, Dan.
You should ask her how much her house took to fix.
I will ask. And I'm going to ask Rock. We looked at one house.
That mold.
So, you know where Franktown is.
Huh?
If you head kind of on Parker Road towards, if you come out of Franktown, like where the bar is, and you head towards Colorado Springs on, what is that, 86 or 83? I get them confused. You go about 5 miles. We looked at 35 acres and a house there. The entire basement, though, was a grow operation. No one had been in the house for 6 or 7 months. The other 2 stories were fine. They weren't growing up there. But the basement, man, I'm telling you, the cement smelled like dope.
Oh, yeah.
You couldn't get rid. I have no idea how you would get rid of this smell.
My neighbors grow something they're not supposed to outside, but
outside is bad.
Yeah.
Girls,
The wind will blow and we'll smell it.
I'm gonna bring that
They'll be like, are you growing?
I'm going to bring up Daphne's neighbors. They're growing dope.
You don't know
outside.
which ones.
It's illegal.
I'm starting to think. I know who it is. It's her neighbor.
Yeah, right. Sure, your neighbor.
Yeah, your neighbors
Calling
are
for a
growing
friend.
dope.
No. Do you notice that Frank is the one not picking on me? Because he knows better?
Frank doesn't pick on anybody.
Frank is a shucks darn kind of guy.
Shucks and darn.
Salt of the earth.
Yes.
God, I never laughed so hard. He goes, Mark, you know, I come to realize you're really not a shucks and darn kind of guy.
No. Nope. You're not.
That's funny.
I can't believe she said, I don't know what to do. I didn't know what to do.
Shit.
Her house is
Cops,
being
hello.
demolished. Her house is being demolished.
Yeah, I've heard of that. I mean, I haven't seen it on the rental piece, but I've seen it like
Well,
afterwards.
what would you do if they just ripped all
Hey,
the carpet
Grant,
out and slapped in some garbage?
I will get you right after I finish up with this. It might be after break. What dealership
I'm going to
is
hold
it?
her
I'm curious.
deposit. I'm going to, she said, I'm going to take her deposit.
Oh my goodness, hold tight.
That ain't gonna help.
Susan's going to stay till 1. I'll go in at 1 and really.
And did she sue him? Because, like I say, I'm sure she got the deposit.
Oh, they
did
probably
she sue him?
ran. She probably can't even find him because
She probably had the
else
deposit.
rented it. Somebody else.
Right.
You know.
The other thing is you have neighbors that have your...
Mad.
Well, no, not just mad about the growing, but you have neighbors like that hopefully you know and they like, and they're like, hey, you know, your property over here, there's a 50-gallon dumpster out front.
On your own property?
Your pool table's in the back.
So they pump the water out of the lake. That must just be for the lawn.
It must go through the filter.
But it must be just for the lawn.
About that,
Boy,
that's why
that is
was
the
a
way to grow
target,
dope,
though.
though. You get free water.
It doesn't flag it.
I don't know how much water you need these days to grow dope, though. I think it's more power consumption.
How much daff? Yeah.
Yeah, how much water do you need?
I talked to
How many
a
lights?
potential seller who
What's your
had
electric bill?
800
What's the humidity level need to be?
Kidding, daff.
Do you use soil or hydroponics?
Oh, that might take a lot of water.
Hydroponic would be a lot more water.
It's for your salsa garden.
That's my.
Yeah, but isn't it generally
My
the
salsa
same
and
water?
pizza garden.
That's right.
Hydroponics or
Right,
they
but
switch
right
it
now.
out?
I got you.
They might just run it.
Fresh is good.
Daff, do you use the same water in a hydroponic setup?
Okay, I can answer that only because I watched the TV show Weeds. Which is a great, it's a fun.
Was that based on your show? Is that
was based on your life, right?
Yeah, there you
Is that
go.
still going?
Yeah.
Is Weeds
And
still
when I
going?
dated the cartel leader.
Is Weeds still going?
No,
Okay.
no, but they're
It's
doing
been
a
on
movie.
forever, man.
Yes.
Right, it's been on for a
Or
long
they
time.
may come back on.
I bet 15
Actually, they're
years.
coming back on.
I like the song that they started out with.
I think they're coming. I think they're like starting the show back on.
Did you ever watch Malcolm in the Middle?
No.
I have been watching. I started at episode 1. I forgot how much I love that
You
stupid
still watch
show.
cartoons, don't you? Scooby-Doo on Saturday mornings?
I think the 70s
They're not.
show
He's
is
not
cool,
on
but
anymore.
Fruity Pebbles.
It's his great
What
grandchildren.
about you watch South Park?
No. All right, 303-713-8255. Don't forget Facebook.
During the breaks, we were talking about absolutely anything you can imagine. We were talking about the, Daphne growing marijuana outside. I'm just kidding there. But literally, we talk about anything you can possibly imagine. In fact, it's funny when people go, oh, my God, did they know? They said that over the air. Well, during break, you can only hear us on YouTube and Facebook. By the way, Deputy Dan, please monitor YouTube. Answer questions as they come in. Someone sent a message. I think they emailed. I don't know. But anyhow, I ended up with a message some way saying, hey, I would like people, why don't you guys have either Deputy Dan or a volunteer or somebody actually start answering the questions on YouTube? I know we do on Facebook, but let's open your eyes, bro. Let's just keep it at that.
I do.
Ever since I beat his ass at racquetball the other day, Brett.
First time. It was the first time.
First time.
This is kind of a feather in your cap. You beat him at racquetball. This is a big deal. He must be quite a racquetball player.
He is. He's actually,
right.
Dan, for his age, is very good. When I met him, he was playing pickleball. So I got him out of pickleball and got him into racquetball.
Next stop, tennis. Full court. There you go.
All right, listen. So this is, I do want to bring Rock up, but Melissa, I'm going to ask you, on the second house, what's going on real quick? The first house, basically, pot guys got in. The second house, the townhome, we left off, there's a baby there.
There was, but I'm on my way there right now to meet a general contractor because they completely demolished my townhome.
Are we talking stuff like growing pot again or meth, or are we talking they just, you need new carpet?
I think it's pot just because they installed a new vent on the outside of my house.
Oh my
God! They came off my furnace with these flexible duct.
All right, Melissa. Melissa, I get it. Hold tight. I got an expert I want to bring up on this. Let me kind of lock him in. Actually, I got two experts because we're going to talk to Denver real estate moguls as well to see how they stop this from happening to their clients that use them as a management company. But first, Rock. Rock is with American Restoration, and when it comes to anything, I don't care if it's meth, I don't care if it's asbestos, any kind of chemical or toxins, this is the man. Rock, how do you get rid of marijuana if they do set up a grow? Doesn't it get into the drywall? I mean, really, what do you do?
Well, it's not so much the marijuana, or, sometimes
it's the pollen, right?
The pollens and the molds gets into the ducting systems. Because even they're banning certain weeds because the indoor farmers or the farmers, they get a lot of molds and a lot of smuts and things like that are actually toxic within the marijuana, which affects the user.
Got it.
You're bringing the outdoors indoors, and if you don't have the ventilation system and the cleaning system to handle it, I mean, who knows what you could be getting.
And this is a big problem around Denver and California and other places. Well, actually, Denver's probably the worst because we actually allow all the growth of marijuana in homes.
Right, and if you're not regulated, and let me tell you, it's tough to get any type of license within the MMED, within the marijuana community. They are highly regulated,
and that's why all these scams are going on with these rentals.
Exactly. They only let. I mean, it's almost, you could probably run for president easier than you could get a license for marijuana, and that's no exaggeration.
Here's what I think, Melissa. Here's what I would do. Rock, you go out and do free estimates. In other words, and I'm going to tell you something, Melissa, and I'm not kidding. If Rock looks at it and there's no issue, I promise you he's going to say there's no issue. But he does free estimates, and I'm not talking for like emergency services like flood or fire. But in a case like this, long as you're in his coverage area, he'll come out and look at it and tell you really what you're facing. On top of that, if you go to referrallist.com, we have great contractors up and down the Front Range. I don't mind giving you some advice there. But Rock, do you mind taking a look at this at no charge for us? All right. So listen, Melissa, hold on. I'm going to give Rock's number out, 8337-AMREST. Give that to her off the air, too. 8337-AMREST. That's Rock with American Restoration. We got a lot coming up.
Confused about regenerative therapy and if this type of treatment could help you? Call Downtown's.
Sean, hold tight. I got to ask you.
That's exactly what I would have done.
All right, buddy. I'm out of here. Oh, you're leaving? Yep, I'm out of here.
Yeah,
No, I got to
go.
Oh, really?
I do. I have a 12:30 appointment.
All right, ladies, gentlemen.
All right, happy holidays, buddy.
Okay, see you, Brad.
Merry Christmas, Frank.
I will email you.
Yeah, thank you, buddy.
We'll talk tonight.
Yeah,
and
you guys chat a little, and I'll email you as soon as I have it.
Okay.
Great to meet you.
That way I'm
Happy travels.
Right.
See you, Brad.
See you, buddy.
He's delivered over 1,000 babies.
I
Amazing.
have 3 children. I don't want any more, so I'm getting out of here.
You know what the first question Martino asked him?
They all look the same.
Do they all look the same? Not the babies. Not the babies.
Yeah, no,
the other
know.
part.
All right. Yeah, we'll talk. Yes, I'll give it to you as soon as I get it up. Okay.
All right.
That way I
Bye,
can
buddy.
Frank, you're coming back.
Thank you, my class teacher.
Yes.
Have a good one.
You too.
Thanks.
Right.
Perfect.
So what was her question?
Hell, she's going over to the other one and the place is ruined. She thinks marijuana's everywhere.
Oh, that's
She needed a contract.
How many you got?
You were going to ask her though.
Okay, I'll see you a little
What
bit
her other
later.
house costs.
Yeah, I am curious. That's a good idea.
These are mine. This goes
See you, Frankie.
Oh,
good.
That's cool.
No, it's great.
Absolutely, it's cool.
I just have to answer a call.
Just watch your mouth. Watch your
I
language.
promise, I will.
Thank you. I'm going to sit here for an hour.
Watch
So then I can
language.
check my emails.
I can't find her thing that she sent to Facebook.
Well, you can't find what?
Here, let me get on. No, I can't.
And I do answer the stuff on. In fact,
I just saw that. That's all. It's okay. Maybe you missed one. Someone said, "Do people monitor this? Do they not answer questions?"
Who said that?
I think it was on YouTube. I don't even know how you go.
I do. I'm right on YouTube here. This is what I say.
Calm down, Dan.
I said good morning.
Becky, bring it down a
I will
notch.
try and answer common questions, but for deeper ones, please call in at 303-713-8255.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Damn it, Mark.
Calm down, Becky.
Hey, he needs to take some panacea, some CBD. Calm down.
I've got some right
I'm
here.
going to quit letting him win.
Right.
He gets a little cocky, doesn't he?
Yeah.
God, I rolled on my foot. That hurt. I got really lucky on that one.
Yes, Becky. I gotta find out if Panacea is if they USP. That's a big selling point.
And yeah, you gotta come and play. Yeah.
What the hell does that mean?
Well, USP means that United States Pharmacopoeia has certified.
I doubt it. I don't think they've certified anything.
That their product is because a lot of these over-the-counter medications and vitamins, if they're not USP, it doesn't mean they can have 0 to 100% of what's. If they say it's rose hip, it could be 0%, 60 minutes of a thing, and like a huge percentage of these over-the-counter vitamins and pharmaceuticals had incredibly low amounts of what they said. Yeah, because there's no governing body over botanicals and supplements.
I did fix it.
Well, but if you use a decent known product,
well then it should.
Hey, who did you swap Fix It out with for the third?
It's probably USP.
I'll get on Facebook that it's
Perfect.
Troubleshooter.
So I'm gonna have Panacea.
Oh, referral list. I was on referral list.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You need to go to the other one. No, not that one. The other one.
I don't even know who goes to there.
K&H.
See, now I shouldn't have gone off. Now I can't.
I didn't even know we had one like this.
Had what, bro?
A Troubleshooter Facebook page.
Ah, see, you didn't even know.
No,
Now the truth comes out.
No, Facebook, we're on
now the truth comes out. Becky, you are so wrong. See what I deal with, Doc?
I'm amazed that you get through the day dealing with Dan and Suzanne and Daphne.
It is hard being the one that's.
It's tough being,
It's tough being correct all the time. You know what I'm saying?
It's tough being at the top.
This isn't where.
We need messages.
Posts.
It wasn't a post. Yours pulls up different.
The Bureau is moving its headquarters from
We got to figure out what to do with these kids so I can get them their tickets.
No, it's messages.
We don't. Until I know everything perfectly, we're not fucking with them.
I know.
I mean, I find it odd we can't maybe have him on while he's talking to the social worker.
See, this is under mine. This is mine.
Oh, that's
this is
yours.
I assume we're going to have the grandparents meet at the airport, right?
The grandparents, not the ones here. The other grandparents.
No, but the grandparents here will meet them at the airport, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
In fact, they'll have to go through security and get them at the gate if it's Southwest.
Right.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
So I got a question, Mark. So referral list is used just for our videos, and you go to Troubleshooter for if we go.
I never even look at that one.
Which one?
Troubleshooter.
Apparently you are, because you've got some videos on here.
No. Tom does a lot of those. When SEO kicks, starting next year, we'll be using that more.
Okay.
Impact traffic and weather. I'm Pete Wagner on 630 K-How. You only want to use the.
What was that lady's name? Was it Melissa with the rentals?
Yeah, Melissa.
Yes. But actually, I'd like to know what a dingbat.
What a dingbat. Who are you, Archie Bunker?
No, what would you do if you... Of course, she inherited these homes.
I would have checked it out a lot better.
Yeah. No, but she didn't even do anything to the guys. She just probably kept them deposit.
And they're gone, right?
Apparently. I mean, holy cow, you could sue big time and stuff.
Well, yeah, but
you're right.
They got nothing.
You could at least start it out.
Well, you got to actually find everybody.
And then she goes,
for all we know is they just gave her a name and social security number or something over the phone. She never even met them.
But she asked them, what are you going to do with the carpet? Well, we didn't really know what we're going to do with this.
We were thinking maybe tile.
It's easier when you grow to wipe up the water.
Yeah. You got to have tile floor.
We're going to charge you for that, though. We're going to put the tile in. Have you had issues going into houses like that?
With what? No issues necessarily, but I run into it every now and then.
You run it, you can smell it, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
How do you get rid of it?
How do you get rid of it?
Have you like sold a house where it's even cigarettes? I mean, you must have sold a house that just stinks, or do you generally get the smell out of there?
I sold one where he did it all the right way, had all the right, however that works, where they do all the equipment, and he got it all moved out. And there was no smell of it afterwards.
Got it.
Of the marijuana or the cigarettes?
Of the marijuana.
Okay. I'll tell you what stinks. When I
All right, guys. Welcome to the show, the only show of its kind. In fact, the only show that I know of anywhere in the world or the universe. We don't sit here, we transcend politics. You know what we do? We help you. If you've been ripped off, if you've been taken advantage of, maybe you want to just tell everybody else about a really bad company or a really bad guy. That's what this show's for. We use the power of the media to make your life better. That's how we put it. Ready for the phone number? We do have 1 or 2 lines open, whatever it is, 303-713-8255, 303-713-8255. You know, in the house today, Frank Duran, the real estate man. Frank, I'm glad you stayed a little later. I want to ask you something. We were talking marijuana. This poor lady last hour, Melissa, calls up. Melissa says, hey, I rented my apartment. No, actually, it was a lake house down in Lakewood. Out to somebody, and they basically destroyed it. In fact, the guy that actually filled out all the paperwork in order to lease it wasn't even the guy that was there. They were growing dope. They tore out my carpet. They built rooms. They destroyed rooms. They destroyed my house. And she found out, and honestly, the one thing I never did ask her is how much it cost to fix up the house. But then she says, another house she owns, a townhome she rents. Have you ever been into a house that you can just smell the pot everywhere? And what did you do? Did you take it as a listing?
You know, a few times, every now and then, I'll run into this. And as long as they are properly going through all the laws and those things and growing and have the proper equipment, it's okay, but then you have to disclose it to the buyer.
You do tell the buyer.
You have to.
Yeah, because if you don't, that could come back and burn you big time.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to ask Sean, and Sean is with Denver Real Estate Moguls on a referral list at referrallist.com. Sean, how would you stop something like this from happening? When I was talking to Melissa, I said, well, you know what you need to do, Melissa? And Dan heard something I didn't hear. Basically, Melissa said one of the properties was left to her. In other words, she is not in the business up until now of renting out spaces. I said, you need to use a management company. She said a management company wouldn't have figured this out either. How do you guys at Denver Real Estate Moguls stop people from moving into your customers' homes or townhomes or whatever they are and not starting to grow just hundreds and hundreds of marijuana plants? How do you stop this?
Well, I will say, Mark, although we try to be perfect, we're not perfect either. And people are pretty clever, and they definitely try to get around you. The first deterrence is a management company, though. I think tenants are a lot less likely to mess around with you when you have a management company, and the management company usually has lawyers behind them and things of that nature to go after tenants to resolve the situations after they happen. To prevent a situation from happening, obviously the main thing is picking the correct tenants in the first place. Going through thorough background checks, thorough checks with their landlords are very important too. Checking their references and everything else, and really a lot of it boils down to instinct at the end of the day as well.
I have a feeling, Melissa, on the one she was talking about in Lakewood, I have a feeling what happened is someone got paid maybe $1,000 to use their social and their information in order to qualify, and they might do that all over the place. I mean, that might be how they make their income, or it was identity theft, but she neglected to ever meet personally with them and make sure that's who they're dealing with. You guys do that, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, and that's what I mean. I think a person's a lot more likely to take advantage of a person if they know they don't have a property management company working with them. They just, the owners are just a lot less knowledgeable on how to prevent these things.
Do you generally check in on the properties occasionally, or how does that work?
So we usually do checks. We can't do checks too often. I mean, it'll be an invasion of privacy.
Of course.
I mean, if we think we have to go over there, we think there's a problem, we're over there right away. If we think we have to go over there every 2 months to make sure that this problem doesn't continue, we will do that.
Got it.
Usually we go over there about every 6 to 8 months, though, to make sure.
All right, I got
We'll
it,
do a
man. So I mean,
thorough check of the interior of the house, pictures, everything.
so really the main thing here is make sure you know who you're renting to. And you're right. I think these scams running out there are probably targeting just individuals more than they are management companies for the exact reasons you said. Hey, I appreciate that, Sean. And that's Sean with Denver Real Estate Moguls on our referral list at referrallist.com. If you have any properties, these guys do it all. They manage stuff that's, 20, 30 plus units. They also manage 1, 2, 3 units at a time for you. 720-841 1021, 720-841-1021. All right, 303-713-8255. Suzanne.
Mark, just to clarify here, we've gotten a couple notes that Denver Real Estate Moguls was in the news on a pot grow up in Fort Morgan yesterday. That is not them. That's Denver Realty Group. You may want to clarify that with Sean.
Sean, what's going on with that?
Thanks. Actually, I just heard that right now from Suzanne. I had no idea about that.
Oh, who is it, Suzanne?
It's a renter is accused of turning a Fort Morgan home into a large marijuana grow house. We got a couple messages saying that our referral list member is the property management company in question.
But that's
it's
not you,
They're
Sean.
called Denver Realty Group.
No, it's not us.
Denver Realty Group, not Denver Real Estate Moguls. That's always fun when you get mixed up with something like that, isn't it, Sean?
It is not. Tom.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Mark, it is not. Absolutely not.
All right, man. That is not them. So whoever's emailing Suzanne, it's simple as that. These guys are Denver Real Estate Moguls. That other company is whoever they are. But you know what? It's not like it could never happen to you, Sean. I mean, you basically just acknowledge
we're not perfect. Yep, we're not perfect. It has happened. So.
Got it. All right, thanks, man. I appreciate that. 303-713-8255. We have a couple open lines. Brant, you've been holding a while. What's going on with this dealership?
Okay, hey, thanks for taking my call. So I have a 2011 Acura MDX. I bought it 2 or 3 years ago with 40-some thousand miles, and it only has 64,000 miles on it now, and I think I know why the mileage is low because of this problem. Anyways, these vehicles have a oil consumption use problem. It's all over the internet. There's going to be a class action lawsuit possibly. So you take the vehicle to the dealer and they check it, and then they top off the oil, and you bring it back at intervals, and they see how much oil it's using. Well, this thing will burn up all the oil before it's even time for an oil change.
Oh, so you got, generally when they do a consumption test, I've just happened to have to do one on a Hyundai Santa Fe. So what happened is we brought it in, they topped it off, they checked it, and then they checked it 1 week later, and then they checked it 2 weeks later. So how did yours go down?
They won't do it because they say that I have oil leaks.
I gotcha. So they're saying the consumption test means nothing because it's leaking other ways. It's not going through the engine and out the tailpipe.
Well, they're saying they won't start the test until the leaks are fixed. But I know a lot about cars. I build motors.
Well, what are the leaks?
And the leaks, I went underneath the car yesterday with the mechanic, and I looked at him, and I said, "Are you kidding me, man? This is damp. The car doesn't drip." I put drywall underneath the car last night. You look at it, there's no dripping. There's hardly any signs of what they're calling a leak.
Brant, help me out. They must have said, hey, this is leaking. Did they not even give you an estimate on fixing whatever they thought was leaking?
Yeah, they said it's the oil pump that's leaking.
Got it.
Would feel it. And when they do that, they do the timing belt at the same time. It'd be $2,050, and then they would do the oil consumption test.
I understand, and I don't know what else you expect them to do. Now, here's what you could do, is bring it to a different shop that, a good shop, maybe someone on the referral list that's willing to say, hey, that oil pump's not leaking. This is insane. Or you bring it to another dealer. That's the other thing you can do. But if it truly is leaking, I get what they're coming from. What else are they supposed to do? How do you do a consumption test if you're losing oil through the oil pump or the oil cooler lines or the oil pan or anywhere else? I mean, it either is leaking or it's not leaking. You really need to bring it somewhere. What area are you in?
Southwest Colorado Springs.
Honest, accurate. I bet I can have those guys look at it for free and tell us if it's leaking or not. And if they say there is nothing leaking, I bet I can call over to the dealer. What dealer is it? Pikes Peak?
Pikes Peak Acura.
Yeah, Pikes Peak Acura. And I'm not saying they're bad guys, but we've had a few complaints on them, but not a lot. Not a lot at all, actually. But we have a rapport. I believe the last time I called over, they listen, but I've got to be convinced it's not leaking from that oil pump. Are you willing to bring it over to Honest Accurate?
Sure.
All right, hold on a second. Suzanne, would you do me a favor, get line 2, Honest Accurate's phone number, and ask them if they would look and tell me if there's any oil leaks whatsoever at no cost. I would really appreciate it from them. And if you're in Colorado Springs, Honest Accurate is the best shop there. I love these guys. They're exactly what the name says. They're honest and they're accurate.
It's Ross Kaminsky.
Mornings at 5.
What's the future of NATO now? And what does North Korea mean by a potential Christmas surprise? We'll talk about all of it with former NATO Supreme Allied Commander James Stavridis Friday morning at 7:05 here on...
Oh, okay. And so, yeah, I went all the way downstairs and I was like...
All right, these guys are Plumbline Services. In fact, that's all I'm going to give you is plumblineservices.com. If you need anything, electric, if you need HVAC, maybe your furnace isn't working, plumbing, these guys do everything. They also do sewer line repair. They do everything you can imagine inside your house. They're a complete home services company, and they're very good at what they do. I know the owner personally, Bob Logan. He's a great guy. They've got great employees. They're well-trained. They're wonderful people. 303-586-1086. But just go to plumblineservices.com.
I just used them today, Mark.
What's that?
I just used Plumbline today.
They do what they do.
Do a tune-up on my furnace.
Yeah.
Because they installed it 3 years ago. So.
Do you have the maintenance plan?
Got the maintenance plan, the whole everything, yeah. It's the way to go.
Do they clean out your water heater every year?
Not the water heater, the furnace and the AC.
Okay.
Most people don't do that water heater. I don't know why either. It's a very good question.
Yeah, we have a guy in here that says you should do it every 6 months.
Yeah, just drain it and refill it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But no one does it. When's the last time you did it? I haven't. I couldn't even.
Well, I did mine for 3 years. I got hardly any sediment out of it.
Maybe that's it. Maybe it's just so the water's so decent. It's not like you have to.
And you're right.
Although I'm on a well, I really should look.
Yeah.
Mark, I still have the response from the Aurora Police Department.
Oh, good.
Which we never, I just asked staff, we never read
Did you forget
that.
about that, Daff?
No, I've had it right here the whole
Mark forgot about it.
The whole time.
I know.
I get so many emails going, hey, right before the break you were going to talk about this and you didn't do it. I just totally, something else comes up.
There's so many tangents around here that people go off on all sorts of different things.
I tried to see because people were canceling tomorrow to see if Rick would come in for car day.
It's so crazy this time of year.
I know, but he's got 3 contracts he's working on right now. But, because he's a car guy.
Who do we have tomorrow?
Rod's coming in from JFR Cars.
I like him.
Yeah, he's a fun guy.
What's his name from Colorado Springs? Not Honest Accurate.
Not Jesse.
What's the dealership guy down there?
Oh yeah.
Colorado Springs Dodge.
Yeah.
Andy.
Oh yeah, Andy
Barella.
What about Ramos?
No, they are all not.
Al is the next week.
Yeah,
Actually, Al might be out of town. I'm telling you, this time of year, everybody's out of town, man.
So I thought it would be fun if Rick could come in and be part of it because he's a car guy.
Yeah.
President of the
Corvette
Yugo
Restore
Fan Club, Society.
The Monkeys Fan
Corvette
Club.
Restore Society, which makes me the first lady. So.
Very nice.
Huh?
Every time I see the monkeys, I always think you and Tom.
God, I get under his skin with that.
Oh, it's funny. Hey, my
he
mom,
hates that.
In a way,
Mark,
yeah.
my mom has an old album, like original album, like vinyl albums
Of the Monkeys.
and she gave it to me because when I was a little kid, I thought they were cool.
I loved the show, the TV
yeah, the
show.
TV show. And so I have their old album.
I liked it when he was on the Brady Bunch.
I had.
And he took Marcia.
I don't think I have it anymore, but I had
To the
the
dance.
Chipmunks albums.
Hey Frank, do you know who Josh Groban is?
Sounds familiar.
Yes.
You know who
Singer.
Josh Groban is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
A Chipmunks Christmas.
This guy's never
I
heard
never
of
knew him either, but I like his
You probably know his music.
Yeah, just from yesterday.
Do you remember the old
Josh
TV show
Groban.
Shazam? Saturday morning cartoons?
Yes.
Was he a superhero?
Yeah. Yeah, Billy Batson turns into Shazam.
Vaguely, but
I'll
yes.
tell you what you and I remember that they
I remember
Vaguely.
Shazam.
Saturday morning, that was my favorite show.
I liked all of them when I was really young.
Yeah.
I remember actually watching the Space Shuttle Columbia take off. That must have been one of the first ones, if not the first one, on a Saturday morning. And I couldn't have been but 5 or 6. I still remember that. And I was probably irritated that the cartoons weren't on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You used to have to get up like 6 in the morning to watch cartoons back then.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They had the whole wind-up back then, though, man.
Oh, yeah. That was the best.
I don't even know. Do they have, I don't think they have, like, cartoons
They
on...
don't have Saturday morning cartoons anymore.
Yeah, they
No,
have some.
you got to have, like, Nickelodeon
Yeah,
or one of these
something,
kid
yeah.
shows. I mean, they don't have them on normal channels.
No.
They have the Cartoon Network.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean.
Right.
They got, yeah.
And you can always get South Park.
You remember when TV at one point would go off, like midnight would come, and they would play the Star Spangled Banner and just...
And then put the test pattern.
Yep.
It was like so weird.
And you were the channel changer.
The
Your
only
mom
thing
and dad
to
would
watch
say-
on Sundays after church was Mutual of
I
Omaha's
was
Wild
definitely-
People.
Oh, that was great.
Or WWE Wrestling.
Now, when I was a kid, I was into wrestling. I love wrestling.
Right? Yeah.
I can't watch it anymore. But
Yeah.
Actually, it's more exciting now than it was back then.
Ah, this reminds me of, what is that show with Macaulay Culkin?
Shazam.
Home Alone.
Home Alone! Remember he sets all those things up on the train track trying to trick the guy. That's a great movie. I don't know what happened to that kid. He looks a little wacko, but, you know, I
was
don't
going
know.
to say Home Alone 2.
I don't even remember that one. Actually, there's been like 3 or 4 of them. The only really good one's that original. John Candy. I mean, it was a great flick. Everybody watches it this time of year. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, another great one. I do like John Candy. Steve Martin's always been great. Who's your favorite? What's your favorite, Frank, as far as movies around Christmas? Christmas Vacation?
You know, I like them all. Yeah, Christmas Vacation's hilarious. And I would also say the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jingle All the Way.
Oh, Jingle All the Way is
him
great.
And Sinbad.
How about how do you
Hard.
celebrate Festivus?
You put a pole at the back of the room.
And then what? So you've got the poll. What else?
Grievances of how they've disappointed you through the year.
The grievances,
And don't
the
forget
airing, the airing of the grievances,
There's the grievances,
and then the fits of strength.
Shut up, George, and fight your father.
Fight him! God, that was funny. I like when he says we celebrate because George gets busted in that episode for giving a fake gift from the Human Fund. He literally made it up, and I always thought about that. You know, if someone gives you something saying, hey, we made a donation in your name, who would ever look it up? No one ever would. It's ingenious they came up with that. And then he just comes up with the Human Fund.
And instead of firing him, he says, I want to know why you gave me a fake Christmas gift.
That's right.
That's all he was concerned with.
Why did you give me a fake Christmas gift? And George goes, well, I was embarrassed because we don't celebrate Christmas at our house. We celebrate Festivus. And then, of course, it sounds so outrageous. He invites his boss over, and sure enough, they're celebrating Festivus for the rest of us.
That's right.
Man, I love that show. I wish there was a new episode. I really do. Yeah. Seinfeld is the best show out there.
Bar none.
Bar none. I agree, Dan. Bar none. All right, 303-7... Oh, speaking of Frank Duran, I got one line open, 303-713-8255. Suzanne Brandt, I already got basically taken care of. We need to get him.
I'm working on it.
Okay, cool. I'm done with them, knows what I'm saying. Larry has kudos to Frank Duran. What's going on, Larry?
Well, I just wanted to say to Frank, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year coming up. And I wondered if he remembered Claudia and Larry from a couple of years ago.
Hey, Larry, how you doing? I sure do.
Okay, prove it.
Yeah,
wait, Larry. Larry, I need more proof than this. Prove it, Frank. Give me an address. Give me something Larry can say yes to.
I've had a few addresses, man.
I bet you have. What do you remember about Larry?
Well,
I think I got Frank.
Each had our respective homes sold by Frank. And,
Claudia's home, because we sold Claudia's after we sold yours, right, Larry? Because you had that beautiful townhome.
Yes.
Yeah.
So hers went first. Frank comes in and cleans them professionally, takes photographs.
I know.
Lists the homes on a Thursday night at midnight, and Monday morning.
You got deals.
He picks the best one.
I got to prove something to Mark, Larry, and my friend. Listen, Merry Christmas and God bless you. I have to prove something to Mark though, because Larry, you were going to list it. You actually had a buyer. Remember, we were going to list your home, and you had a buyer lined up, and something had went south on that, right?
Oh, it was terrible. It was a terrible experience.
Okay.
Then we got you involved. You did the same thing to my house on Monday morning. Of course, we had all kinds of multiple offers. You picked the best people who were capable of closing, and you negotiated any problems that occurred. And what was so good about the negotiation is it ended up as a win-win. I mean, the purchaser didn't feel like they were being slighted in any way.
But you did very well.
I did very well. It was just a very good experience. Frank, you're a great guy.
I love that. Hey, Larry, we love when people have good things to say about our members. It's funny, we talk about you so often, Frank. People go, oh, yeah. It's so weird because when I used you in Castle Rock, I was a little like, God, why do you want to list it at that price? I said, Frank, I know I can get more than that. What are you talking about? But I put my faith in you 100%, and I ended up getting more than what I was willing to sell it for before we sat down and talked. But the way you do it is just so bizarre because you really do get a bidding war going. And then we were able to pick from, we had that couple from, I think it was Colorado Springs buy it, and they had no contingencies. They were ready to move in. They had like ideal home loan financing ready to go. In other words, they were almost like cash buyers, and bam, it was done.
It's like a slingshot, Mark, really. I mean, you pull that thing back to maximum tension, and you release, you have maximum force going forward. That's the same with price in a market like this. You create leverage.
Yeah, you create it. And the other cool part is as this market turns, which it will eventually, then you have different ways of dealing with it when it changes.
The nice thing is I'm battle tested. I've done this 27 years, so I've been through all the storms, the good, the bad, and everything in between. And even when the market was bad last time, thank God, I was one of the few still selling a lot of homes.
Yeah, that's very cool, Frank. I mean, there's absolutely no doubt about it. 303-713-8255. Frank DeMann, the real estate man. By the way, I got to talk about One Clear Choice real quick. One Clear Choice doors. These guys are awesome. They have a LiftMaster right now. It's like $349, maybe it's $59 installed. And this thing has the IQ technology. It includes the labor. If you're sick and tired of a garage door opener that just shakes and rattles and doesn't work all the time, these guys will come out, labor and everything throughout the front range. This would be a cool Christmas present for some people. It's like $359, but OneClearChoiceDoors.com. By the way, they have 4 showrooms in the Denver metro area. They're just great people. So once again, 720-370-3987 or OneClearChoiceDoors.com. All right, we do have some lines open. 303-713-8255. Daphne, I want an update after the next break, what we found out from the police department. And Suzanne, real quick, what was the last message we heard on the 10 and 12-year-old we're trying to get flown back here?
We're just waiting to get information from the social worker, how they're going to get to the airport.
And she won't talk to us, will she, the social worker?
She's not allowed to.
God, this is so weird. We just got to get these kids back. This is horrible, and I'll recap that a little. Bryce, what's going on with this apartment complex?
Hey, Tom, how you doing today?
It's
Thanks
good.
for letting me on the show.
Go ahead, Bryce. What's up?
All right. Yeah, well, I live in the Sierra Vista Apartments, and I just feel like the management is just not up to par. I mean, we're paying them money hand over fist. We got the dryer is just don't have AC in the apartments, which we knew that when we signed the lease. That's not part of the problem. But the dryer and all the ventilation, there is none. There's no ventilation. It's just blowing during the summertime. You can't hardly be in there if you want to dry a load of clothes.
Wait a minute. You mean the dryer literally doesn't run outside?
No, sir. It had like a little piece of tin pipe on it with supposedly a lint catcher, but it's just blasting lint and heat right back into our apartment. It's
all right, hold tight.
Unbearable.
Hold tight, Bryce. 303-713-8255. 303 Martino, you've been ripped off, taken advantage of. Now's the time to call. We have some open lines. 303-713-8255.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Michael Brown at 2, 630 KHOW, Denver.
hot day in the summer. And you got to
Now,
dry clothes. That would be a
Pictures,
nightmare. Send me them.
I mean, there's no vent to the outside. The vent isn't blocked.
It's just down in the thing. They're gonna get mold and everything.
But it's got to be.
Janet Jackson.
I want to see that Mr. Rogers movie.
Yeah, I do too.
Yes.
There's actually a realtor by the name of Janet Jackson.
I want to see the
what?
Richard Jewell movie.
Which one's that?
Was he talking about that, Frank?
What's that now?
When you saw Clint, he was talking about the Richard Jewell movie, right?
Richard Jewell movie?
I don't know what that is.
That's the Clint Eastwood's latest movie
that's the one about
the guy with the bombing at the Olympics
accused
in Atlanta.
him.
Oh, he's directing that, I think.
Yeah, where he got accused of being the bomber, and then he got ripped through the media, and then it turned out, and then it turned out that he was totally innocent, and then he was a hero for saving a bunch of people's lives.
Yeah.
The guy got totally screwed by the media.
And Clint Eastwood wanted to tell his story.
Yeah.
I did see that.
And that guy died. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he died about 40. Well, he was overweight and hypertensive.
And this thing really kind of, he's suing a lot of people.
Well, his family is.
Oh, yeah.
God, I can't believe that drunk police thing. What do you think? How does that work? Is it usually a captain?
So what?
Like, it is a captain. It's not a sheriff, of course, or an under sheriff. When it comes to like Aurora or Denver, the top dog is a captain, right?
I don't know.
Maybe maybe each one's different.
Call Barrett's Dental today at 303-731.
It's just the chief of police. You know, I don't know what rank he has. Is that what you're trying to figure out, Mark?
Say it again.
It's always the chief of police, but you're trying to figure out what rank the chief of
I'm
police
saying,
is.
who would make the decision that one of my officers was drunk and we're going to go ahead and give him a slap on the wrist? I mean, I want to know, like, literally, who was it?
Well, the DA also has to decline to prosecute.
No, not if the charges are never brought, right?
Right.
Actually, that's a hell of a question. Can the DA say we don't care? What happens if it's the chief of police? The DA must be able to do something.
Yeah. Look what happened to the sheriff. He got 30 days and they get him out in 17 days.
Well, he fought the law and the law won.
No, a lot of
He fought the law and the
law won.
God, he did. He fought the law and the... No, he didn't even fight the law. I don't know what he did.
I think he had pictures of a lot of people.
Oh, you mean the Pat Sullivan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he did.
17 days he got in jail. Oh, they took his name off the jail.
Right. Big deal.
Did you used to watch wrestling when you were a kid, Dan?
Oh, yeah.
Watch what?
But it was nothing
Wrestling.
like, it wasn't an exciting.
Oh, you mean the fake stuff?
You know, this sounds so childish, but it's just something I had to do. I always wanted one of those real belts.
Real what?
Championship belts.
Oh, the big ones?
So my wife got me a replica of the old
That's
AWA
cool.
belt.
That
It's
is
cool,
cool.
guys. It is cool. In fact, I think I have a picture of it somewhere.
Wear it next time you come in, Frank.
I'll wear it, right?
Seriously. And we'll have a Seinfeld trivia.
We'll put you on YouTube,
the
right?
championship belt, man.
We'll put it on YouTube.
Put it on YouTube.
I am outraged by this Aurora cop thing.
You know what I've been watching on YouTube? They have these things.
Did you read the whole thing?
Yeah.
And Daphne, you read the whole thing?
Yeah. I'm
Really,
trying
what
to
I'm
pull
looking
out.
for is the gist of why they decided not to.
That's the
Because, okay, this is it.
What? Wait till we get on air.
It's.
Calm
I'm
down.
just going to read this one little section.
That is
Questions
cool.
have been raised
That
as
is
to
very,
why
very cool.
no DUI charge.
Okay.
That's
They're all
kind of
replicas.
the
Look,
best.
Martin, those are all my belts. Is that cool?
Oh my goodness.
That's sweet.
Have you met any of the big ones?
Have I met any of the... I met Macho Man. We met my little brother. In fact, I have a picture of that somewhere.
Macho Man.
In fact, I'll show you the
I
picture.
don't remember Macho Man.
Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
Of course I heard of
We
Randy
went to the
Savage.
matches, and...
He went by Macho Man?
Who did
Well,
I
Randy,
have
but when
on
he got out of
my
his
phone?
car, out of his limo or whatever, I asked him if my little brother could take a picture with him. He goes, "Oh yeah."
Oh yeah.
For
Who was the
$15.
guy that became the?
There, look, there's the picture of him, and my little brother, right there.
The Hulk.
Oh my
I had the Hulk on my.
Oh my God,
slide.
that guy's huge.
Right.
1990.
I had the Hulk on my.
He's
flight.
like Andre the Giant.
Hulk Hogan.
Hogan was on my flight. He was in first class
Oh,
when
he
I
was
was
my
a flight
childhood
attendant.
hero.
Well, I was pregnant, And he goes, stupidest movie I ever could make. Something like that.
Said that? Yeah.
I'm not sure why people go to watch wrestling. I will. This sounds like Charlie.
Oh, yeah.
Some bluesy guy.
You should.
Ah, man. You know, what was that one? What's the Christmas song everybody's upset about? Like, Baby, It's Cold Outside. What's the actual name, though? Is that what it's called?
Baby, It's Cold Outside.
I listened to that the other day with Suzanne in the car, and I don't even understand why it's a thing. She actually seems in the song like she does want to stay, and he keeps asking her to stay. I mean, I just don't get it. It's one of these things I just don't understand for the life of me.
It's this crazy Me Too stuff where you can't say anything that's even potentially outrageous to women.
No, it's nuts. And then it seems like some people get a pass and others don't. Like some comedians that don't like Trump might get a pass. Other comedians, and I'm just using that as an example, like some people can get away with stuff other people can't. For the life of me, I don't understand it. But I guess that's how it is. But that song, though, is a great song. It is. It's an absolutely great song. Now, this Aurora cop, I was just told about this today, and I can't believe this. And Daphne, you called over to get a comment from the public information officer, and they basically referred you to a post on their Facebook. But for anybody out there like me that didn't know this went down, this is it's unbelievable. This cop is at some kind of like intersection, vehicle running, he's in it. He's 4 or 5 times over the legal limit, according to who? The hospital? Eventually the hospital takes a blood alcohol? Is that right?
In this case, the hospital did take the blood alcohol because they said that it was a medical emergency, and so therefore they had no right to take the blood.
Well, wait a minute. So you didn't answer the question, though, or you just confused the hell out of me, or both. Did the hospital how do we know what the blood alcohol level was?
It was the hospital.
But they weren't supposed to take it?
No, they were. Because he didn't wake up, it was considered an emergency medical situation.
So they took it.
And so they didn't ask for it, but the hospital did it anyway because it's part of what they do.
Okay, but the part that is crazy about this is he got a demotion, but he didn't get fired. And more importantly, he didn't get a DUI. Do I have this entire thing correct?
That's correct. And it says questions have been raised as to why this was not a DUI. Due to an inability to exclude a medical condition and absence confirmatory information, a DUI investigation was not conducted.
See, this is the part, if that was anybody else besides some cop over there. See, when people have issues with police and say, oh, they don't treat these people right. They don't treat these people right. They're high on their hog, however you want to put it. Sometimes I go, I think you're beating these guys up too much. These guys are out there day in and day out, putting their lives on the line to protect us. So I tend to really stick up for them. I've had friends that are police officers. My daughter went to State Patrol Youth Academy and absolutely loved it. She'll probably end up in law enforcement in some sorts. But, my God, it's things like this that I start going, okay, you know what? They must profile. They must do all this stuff that I'd like to believe they don't do. Because who in their right mind over in Aurora would do this? Who would not charge him with a DUI if they have the blood alcohol? Who would not fire him? Now, what happens when this clown pulls somebody over? I mean, can you imagine this? Explaining to the judge, so now he's a witness against you or somebody, but yet he didn't get in trouble.
It says here, no felony was committed and a blood draw could not be forced. But remember that news anchor that was...
No, but none of that matters, and I'd love to have Joe Lazare or somebody because of this. It doesn't matter if you have a blood alcohol or not. That's only one thing in the case. That's only one thing. If they have video of you passed out
in your car while it's running, that's a hell of a good piece of evidence to bring into court. The blood alcohol is not the only thing. Cops everywhere, DAs everywhere go after people that refuse breathalyzers, and they still get convictions on DUIs. It does happen. I don't get this. And this is the same county. Now, I don't want to blame Arapahoe County, but this is the same. Actually, is Suzanne, is Brockler part of Arapahoe? Suzanne? Oh, she's on the phone. Is he? Is Brockler part of Arapahoe?
Yes, he is.
I would love to see if we can get George Brockler on. Absolutely would love to see. Because if the captain of Aurora Police doesn't want to press charges, why is our DA not? And I've got to say something. I like George Brockler. When it comes to consumer crime, unlike most people, he does a hell of a good job. A hell of a good job. But I would like to know why the DA isn't stepping in that county. I think that's a very fair question for Brockler's office. A very fair question.
Well, it says here that he took immediate responsibility for his actions.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was drunk as hell on duty in my police car with a gun. Whoops, I'm sorry. Please don't fire me.
And has shown tremendous dedication in addressing his actions.
Enormous dedication. Just remember, if you live in Aurora, this is the guy. If you ever call the cops and they never show up and you think they're out eating donuts, well, guess what? Apparently in Aurora, it's not donuts. Apparently in Aurora, they're out at the bar. They're at these breakfast bars, I call them. You know, we live in Franktown, the Stagecoach out there. You know, we've stopped in there and had a beer. Hell, they've got good pizza and wings, to be honest. But what blows me away is when you walk in the Stagecoach, they have breakfast specials that start at 7:30 in the morning. You know, a pitcher of beer and a burrito for $4. Wow. That's probably where the Aurora cops hang out. Can you believe it? Forget the donut shop. Dan, you read the article too. What do you make of it? Honest to God, just give me it, and I promise I'll get off this and I'll go to the phones.
They're following basically legality, I think, on two things. One, they didn't take the blood test within 2 hours, and the other thing is the cops didn't take it there, the hospital did. And if you remember remember that one lady and stuff that the insurance wasn't going to cover because she was drinking?
Yes.
But it was at the hospital that took the blood test and not the cops took the blood test?
Yep.
That's what they're following under.
That's fine, but you don't have to have a blood test in order to convict on a DUI.
That's right.
Did this guy admit that he was drunk? Daphne just read something
He
saying...
gave up his hospital report to him.
Okay, well, what does it say about him real quick? Does it say you basically said he came clean?
Yes, I can't find it really quick.
And then even if they don't go after him legally, which I'd still like to hear from Brockler's office on, the DA of the Arapahoe, they can still fire his ass. Who wants this guy there? Just none of it makes any sense to me. Absolutely none of it. They're basically telling everybody in Colorado, we treat our own differently than we treat anybody else.
It says here he immediately admitted to his actions and the poor choices he made that day.
Oh, okay. 5 times the legal limit.
In a cop car with it running in gear.
He's
outrageous.
In uniform in an unmarked APB.
It's hard to believe some idiot in Aurora actually didn't fire him. I don't get it. Or suspend him. Maybe the union, you can't fire him instantly, but you can suspend him. What did they do? They demoted him.
Well, look at Pat Sullivan got 17 days in jail for pedophilia and selling meth.
That's right. I forgot Arapahoe County. In fact, Pat Sullivan, his name, actually Martino broke that story. Literally broke that story undercover. I mean, that was incredible. But you're right. Here's the guy whose name was actually on the prison, right, or on the jail, Pat Sullivan. And he ended up in his own jail. Welcome to Arapahoe. Unbelievable.
Mark, it's already on the news that Brockler's office is looking into investigating this police officer. So I don't think there's any reason to reach out.
Okay, fair enough. Thank God you just read that, because Brockler is a straight shooter. He does need to look into this, and I hope he does. All right. Let's see here. Well, actually, real quick, Mike, you got a comment on that. Go ahead.
Yeah, a few things, Mark. Watched Brian Moss last night, and if you can believe Brian Moss and George Brockler, George Brockler did not know about this until Brian Moss reached out to him, and he's going after it like stink on feces.
He needs to, man. I'll tell you what, my daughter did this. Well, she did that State Patrol Youth Academy. She's 17. But over the last summer, she was in Brockler's office as a, what is it called, a paid intern. And then she was back in his office recently once a week for this kind of, this kind of police academy. So she's met George numerous times. We've had him on the show numerous times, and he solved a lot of problems. I think George will take care of this. I really do, and I hope he does. Thank you, Mike. I hope so. I mean, this is crazy.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com.
Travel across.
Eva, hold tight, okay? I'll bring you up.
This happened last March.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Boy, have they been sitting on this?
No, I know that, but they just came out with the demotion and all this.
Yeah.
What? Isn't that what made
I
the
don't know,
news?
somebody in the inside leaked it. And
I missed you. Who is it?
It was picked up. And,
well, good. It's about time.
Of course. This is the. So you can imagine other stuff that's hidden.
Do you ever go on YouTube? There's this where they do First Amendment audits.
Demoted.
Oh, it's so cool to watch.
And has a financial impact of $20,000.
It would cost more than that to defend that DUI.
I know. It's ridiculous. They're trying
Hold on, guys.
defend him.
Tools from Indeed, like skills tests, will help candidates really show you what they can do. You'll save so much time you can take the scenic route home. Post your next job at Indeed.com/hire today.
Man, if you're like me, you need good deals. You need people that show up and do the work they promise to do. You need great service. And right now, K&H Windows has a deal for you. Up to 45% off. You get 35% off right now. But if you mention the Tom Martino Show or the Troubleshooter Show or my name, you're going to get an additional 10, but this is only in December. If you want nice, beautiful, energy-efficient, durable, custom-fit windows, now's the time to call. Also, Everlast Siding. This is beautiful siding. Lifetime durability. It's waterproof. It's color fast. It's got a wide palette of different colors. You can even have it look just like a, rich cedar and other different textures. They have beautiful products at khwindows.com. khwindows.com in December only. They want to get these guys out there. Up to 45% off certain items. Call them right now. 303-421-7100, 303-421-7100 for window siding, doors, and more. K&H has what you're looking for.
Gear delivered directly to your doorstep.
So anyway, they go around with cameras.
So Mark,
filming.
one of my good clients, Wayne Marshall, wanted me to tell you that you have listeners in Georgia. You wanted me to say hello to everybody.
Say it when you come back. Let's do it on air.
Let's do it on air.
I did it with my friend.
He's a sweetheart.
How do you know him?
I sold his home.
When they film, when they know they're going to film.
Yeah.
And he's got the greatest heart about it.
Yeah.
And so they try and buddies. And when I sold his house, I remember just sitting out on his patio.
If you're on a public
and just having the best conversation with him.
You're filming something.
And so he's kind of been a friend ever since. But he's a long distance friend. He's moved to Georgia.
They can't detain you.
But he's a great guy.
You're being
I did do one clear choice, didn't I?
And filming public officials is not a crime. There was
no, I mean, Mark is ready to bring it up. But this is, and people, cops get a bad rap a lot of things. But like I say, a lot of this stuff, they bring it on their own.
Aurora brought this on themselves.
Oh, yeah.
But like I say, I'm more pissed off at Pat Sullivan and that should go on for years and years. And I'll bet you, was Brockler the DA at the time?
No, I don't think he was. He just recently became the DA, wasn't?
No, he just ran for.
Yeah, but I'm sure he was the DA back in when was that? It was in the 90s, right?
No, 5 years ago.
Excuse me.
5 years ago.
No obligation and no upfront fees ever. You know what else? American Financing doesn't start your loan term over. So
I tell you, burp with my wife, man.
She can do a good one.
She really does. She puts me to shame. I can't even believe it. Her mom always says, Renee.
At 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000.
But he got 17 days in jail.
I know, it's crazy.
17 days.
Who?
Sullivan.
We should invite him to our Christmas party. I'll have to lock my kids away, though.
Yeah, BYOM, bring your own meth.
Bring your own.
He was trading meth for sex.
It should be blue.
And for young boys and young girls. He did both.
Man.
I think that's the saddest thing.
No, it's always like that, though. It's just like Congress, man. I mean, they all do their own deals too.
But you know, there was cops that knew about that stuff was going on.
Oh yeah.
Maybe not the exact.
No, and there was cops that knew this guy was a drunk, I'm sure, too.
I'll bet you're
So
right.
the guy that plays George on Seinfeld,
Jason Alexander.
Jason Alexander, he is on The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel this season. He's a friend of
That's a great
dad.
show, isn't it?
Season 3's up.
It might be hard to not see him as George.
Yes.
I got to tell you something. Having worked in the Catskills in the 60s, not the 50s when this is, it's a little bit of an exaggeration.
I think they were playing
It's very stereotypical.
Yeah.
It almost gets to the point of being a little bit insulting if you have any kind of Jewish heritage.
Is it like Dirty Dancing?
Dirty Dancing is real. I mean, I was there when Dirty Dancing, that really went on. I mean, we had a great time up there. But the Catskill thing of Mrs. Maisel is really overly stereotypical.
Yeah.
And it wasn't
I think a lot of stuff in
look at Fargo.
Mrs.
Yeah,
Maisel is,
right.
I think it is too. Like when the guy's singing and he has the side dancers, didn't happen. That didn't happen until well into the 60s.
And the whole thing, right? And the whole thing about the characterization of
Hold on,
the Jewish
guys.
families a little exaggerated.
I wonder if anybody's brought up a defense like that from the rap before, saying, look what your cops did.
On your smart speaker. Available on over 2,000 devices.
There's a lot of people upset about this DUI thing. I got some comments we'll go to. I got to finish up with Bryce in that apartment complex, but I was just looking at something. The guys at Renew Home Innovations, they're kind of the Kohler guys, if you will. They do the Kohler choreograph, and they do these just absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful bathrooms. You know, their designers will bring out these high-tech imagery tools. They'll show you how everything's going to look when it's done. If you really want that bathroom, that master bathroom of your dreams, I implore you, call Renew Home Innovations. Free estimates, of course. They also have discounts for active military and senior citizens. Everything is custom fit to your house. Just beautiful, beautiful stuff at a very, very good price. 303-904-2000. The other thing I like about them is they kind of have a good, better, best. If you are on a budget, they've got great different options. And then if you just want the most beautiful thing in the world, they can do whatever you want. Renew Home Innovations, 303-904-2000, and of course they're always on a referral list at referrallist.com. Bryce, let me finish up with you. So you rented this place, you knew air conditioning wasn't included, but the dryer itself, when you dry, doesn't even vent outside, so you get hot air into the apartment. Where else? What else do we have going on with this apartment?
Anything gets picked up, and now what they throw out there includes like mattresses, couches, box springs, bedside tables, their plates and stuff. They just throw it out there, and glass broken all over the parking lot, and they'll just let that sit there for days like it's not a big deal. Like we're not forking over money hand over fist to look at all this garbage in the parking lot. And we left and went home for Thanksgiving vacation. Last week we got back on like the 5th, I think. Got back and water was all in the floor of the back bedroom of our apartment. So we told them about it. They come in and were fixing it and whatnot. Well, this just goes to show the type of work ethic they got. The carpet, they pulled the pad out, replaced the pad, whatever, all that stuff. They didn't replace the crown molding, which has water marks, water stains all from the closet to the opposite end of the room. and they pulled the carpet up, and they just left the carpet pulled out, didn't tuck it back up under the anything. I mean, they just got where you can literally lift the carpet up with your hand and look at the stuff underneath it.
It sounds just horrible. How long is your lease? I mean, what's your ultimate goal?
So I've been trying to get my buddy to either find himself a new place, because I'm trying to move out of there. I mean, we're giving them all this money, crazy amounts of money, to feel like we're living in a slum. I mean,
how long is your? But how long is your? How long is your lease?
I believe it was at 1 year. We're right at like 6 months.
And you got bed bugs there too, right? I got a movie going on.
Yeah, we had
What do you mean?
We had bed bugs. The people, like I was saying, the people that moved out and left all their stuff out in front of our apartment building. Me and my buddy was walking out to go get something to eat one day, and we looked. I thought at the time it was roaches. I mean, but it wasn't. It was bed bugs, and the leasing agent of
Dan, I'm sorry, hold on. Dan, is the bed bug video up on our Facebook? And what do you think of it? I'm not looking at it. Is it pretty bad? Well, it looks like bugs in the mattress. Do you think he could do a constructive eviction if he wanted to? I mean, is it that bad?
If you want to get out, this place is really
get
bad.
out.
This looks like a ghetto.
So here's the deal, though, Bryce. There's nothing we can do. I mean, we can call over there and say, what the hell's wrong with you, you slumlord? And we can do stuff like that, but honestly, we can't force him, nor can anybody force him to do much. But you can probably get out of the lease if you do it properly.
That's what I've been trying to figure out how to do it properly. I called
Here's what you do.
Health department.
Here's what you do. Yeah, you see, that kind of stuff still doesn't matter. They're not going to do a constructive eviction for you. I want you to Google the word constructive eviction. And there's self-help guides out there, but basically if it's so bad and you're trapped in a lease, there's different steps you do, and we don't give legal advice out on this show, but we give good everyday advice that we have dealt with numerous times. You want to do what's called a constructive eviction, and if you follow it, it's really not going to cost you any money. Then you're going to be able to move somewhere else, and you're not going to owe these clowns any money whatsoever, and you'll be able to break the lease legally.
Yes, sir.
So that's all you have to do. I wish I could tell you, because here's how these calls generally go, is, we want the landlord to fix this. We want the landlord to do this and get rid of the bugs. Well, we can't force them. No one can force them. For that matter, the health department can't force them. They might shut them down if it's egregious, but generally no one can force someone to spend money on anything, because a lot of people don't have money. It sounds like you found yourself in a true slummy place. I mean, there's no other way to put it. All right, we have another hour coming up. Don't forget, check us out on Facebook right now. Go to Facebook and look for Referral List. It'll say Tom Martino's Referral List. Check us out at referrallist.com. We're going to give some updates. Eva, Jorge, Mohammed, you guys hang on. My name's Mark Major, and you're on.
Does anyone want to face a DUI?
Remember when, who was it that said, I have a three-letter word, J-O-B-S, Jobs?
It was Biden.
It was Biden. Well, Mark just said, I want you to Google a word, constructive eviction, which is 2 words. So we're putting him in the same category as Biden.
Uh-oh. Those are fighting words.
Yeah.
This place really is very, very trashy.
It looks
very trashy.
Ford is killing it today, I guess. I got to go see where it's at, man. I own so much goddamn Ford. It's crazy.
You do great with it. Hey, brother, I got to head out here.
Can you wait just
one?
one?
I can wait. Yeah.
Do first thing so I can talk about you a little more than cut out.
You got it. Thank you.
You got it, man. Let me see here. Panacea I got to do. I did do Renew. I got to do Trenner. I'm going to start off with Trenner.
What happened to the Martino waters?
Man, we did a trade out for Martino branded water. That's right.
Really?
I forgot we did
Ran
that.
out.
The trade, we ran out. The trade out just wasn't worth it on our side.
You're going to sit there?
They would have had to deliver,
This was Ross.
a truckload of water, which we have no place to put. It just wasn't, I don't know. It was funny, though, huh? We had Martino water.
Cool, man.
Didn't it have his picture on it?
Yeah.
And then referral list on the other side. You should have seen this stuff, Doc. It was great.
Martino water.
Living the high life.
No USP on it.
I was going to damn well Google something.
I got to find out if Panacea has
I was going to
USP.
look at Ford stock.
Up 23 cents.
That's a shitload.
How's your leg doing, buddy?
That's almost 2.5%.
Just has to heal.
Yeah.
That means when I hit this little Ameritrade button, I'm going to smile.
Is that uncomfortable after a while riding that? Or?
Nah. And I show you this. My friend told me to buy this stock a year ago.
You know what helped that too was China.
What is it? Equinox?
Yeah, it's some kind of data retrieval thing.
All right.
Hey,
said,
Dan.
You got to buy some of this.
Across all accounts, I'm up 20K today.
Right.
Today.
Nice.
Fucking China.
That's right.
Oh, did they say that China had a good deal?
No. I heard on Ross's show that.
I gave you my large.
Trump tweeted that.
He's
very close to
very
a deal.
close to a big deal.
You notice though that happens about once every 2 weeks.
No, I'm going to produce.
And it's not just a deal; it's a very
big deal in capital letters, according to Ross.
It's bigly.
What is it?
No, Ross tweet.
Bigly.
Trump tweeted, we're very close to a big deal. And very close and big.
Frank, I mean like...
But he's... The bad thing...
When people are in the voting box, this is what they didn't understand last time. When a pollster asks you, people lie constantly because they don't want to be associated. When you're in that voting box and you're going, man, that was the best year I've ever had. My 401k's up. I was making more money. My neighbors, my relatives, everybody's in good shape. All of a sudden, you're in that voting box. And you hear all these real things from people like Kramer and these other stock guys going, geez, if the Dems get in there, you better watch your 401k, convert it to cash, you might lose this. People get in that voting box and they vote for their family and what they're doing, regardless of how brash and what an ass this guy can be.
They said there's never been a president who has been reelected when the economy was strong.
Yeah, and it's the strongest it's been ever.
People vote with their pocketbooks.
But they'll lie like the pollsters like you won't believe.
Some people are embarrassed.
Of course they are. They're big time embarrassed.
That's like saying, I don't know why, even though, I tell you what, are you more conservative, Frank, or...
Of course he is.
Oh, I'm definitely not Democrat, man.
Okay.
No way.
But I tell you what, they are some mean people.
Yeah.
Oh,
no. You go into something and get in an argument.
I know, but there are other ones are too.
Hey, Frank,
I've
let me ask you a
never
question.
heard of conservative
Don't you
getting
think,
an argument like
if you're
that,
not a
like
real
they,
estate investor, if you're just a normal person,
they'll go after everybody.
you buy low and sell low, or buy high and sell high, right? I mean, if I want to sell my house.
No, you can short. Oh, you mean?
No. If you're not an investor.
Yeah.
If you want to, the market really doesn't matter, right? Because if you want to sell your house, you're going to sell it for a high price, then you have to buy it. Buy a new one for a high price.
Markets, right?
Right. If you need to sell it at a low price, you're going to buy a new one at a low. So really, you're
it's
talking
equal
about
playing field.
right.
Unless you're moving out of state.
Right. But you're talking about getting the best deal within that market, right?
Yeah, that's right.
But you're not going to say, okay, tomorrow I want to sell my house, and I'm going to get 3 times what it's worth, and then buy a house for half of what it's worth.
The only way that would work is if you held on to it, waited for the market to...
Right. If you're an investor.
As long as you're not moving out of state, right?
Right. But if you're a normal person, you buy high.
It is such a good time to get into Ford. I'm telling everybody, it is such a good time. When that thing breaks 10 again, it's going to be
about
off to the
dogs,
races.
yes.
Yeah.
You realize it pays almost 7% dividend too. What is it, 6.5? Somewhere between 6 and 7. And it's on a growth streak right now. But when it breaks 10, it's going to be a different deal.
That's awesome.
It's 2.5%.
You know that
today.
stuff so well, though, Mark. That's.
I'll hold Ford probably for. It's a buy and hold, man. I'm not doing anything.
You have the
with Ford.
skill, which is good. You know what you're doing. Somebody that just tried to jump into that, they wouldn't. You know what I'm saying?
Ford for a long-term stock right now is about. It's as safe as any other stock, man. I mean, Walmart's really good, but Ford's got that freaking dividend. They're paying 6%, and it's on growth.
On growth,
And they've got a deal with, is it Volkswagen? Who do they have a deal with? Who was the electric car deal with? They got some good stuff in the pipeline. And the Ford truck is you know what, here's the problem, man. their cars suck. There's a lot of shit, but they got the Ford. If you're a construction guy, there's not much to go to. You got Ford, Chevy, and Dodge. That's about it. Yeah.
But I tell you, that truck that with electric truck.
That is the weirdest looking thing.
It is weird, but I wonder if that's going to be the new.
They agreed to do a.
No.
Yeah, they did. I thought I read that last night.
Well, unless they just recently did it.
I think Tesla came out and said, we'll go ahead and do the tug of war with you.
Okay. Because there's a big difference on it. First of all, they're all-wheel drive, and Ford would have to put stuff in the back because it's so light in the back that it's not really a power thing. It's who's got the traction.
I don't know.
But Ford, I remember they came off.
Well, you would have to do it in whatever the even way to do it is how you do it. But Ford's going to beat them in horsepower. What are they going to...
Vehicles are pretty damn good.
They make a fucking F-550 that could pull this building down the street. Tesla doesn't make anything like that.
The fastest motorcycle is electric motorcycle in a quarter mile.
Okay, so we just got to follow up on that.
I'm done with Bryce, by the way.
We got to follow up on that Top Dog Security that you was complaining about in the first hour.
Oh, you talked to him?
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. That's going to be a good one. Welcome to the show, the only show of its kind. We're here to help you out. We're here to solve your problems, answer your questions, take your complaints. Tommy Boy started this show, the only show of its kind. That's true. Look around. I dare you, look around and find something else where if you have a problem and you can't afford an attorney, or even if you can, it's not worth hiring an attorney over, find another program that'll get directly involved. I'd love to hear about it because I don't think there's another one in the entire universe. If you have an issue, you pick up the phone and you call us. 303-713-8255, 303-MARTINO. That works on and off the air. When we're sitting here, that's simply forwards to the 303-713-8255. When we're off the air, it goes to our voicemails. You can leave us a message. We'll call you back. We'll help you out. And by the way, email help@troubleshooter.com. That's another way to get questions answered. And then, of course, referrallist.com. A list of great businesses. What makes Referral List different than everybody else is very simple. We actually monitor it. If there's an issue with one of our members, guess what? You can call us up on the air. It doesn't matter. It does not matter if they're on the list or not.
Accountability.
It is accountability. And they have signed what we refer to as our strict code of ethics. If we do have to step in and they don't do the right thing, we can actually somewhat force them legally. Now, of course, if they go into bankruptcy or other things like that, there's not much we can do. But I'll tell you what, we monitor that list better than anybody out there. I don't care if it's the sports guy next door. I don't care if it's Home Advisor. I don't care who it is. We monitor our list better than anybody else. And you can find it. It's the original list at referrallist.com. Now, Deputy Doc, you have an update. The first hour, a woman called in and said, hey, I am with this group, and I forget what the group's name was, but we were told and we checked out that this place in, was it Littleton, Lakewood?
It's called Top Dog Security. As a matter of fact.
Where was it, though?
It's on Prince Street off of Bellevue in Santa Fe.
Got it. So she called up and said, this place has these pit bulls outside. They're running around. They're out all night. It's cold out. They could die. You know, she was an animal activist by far. So we left a message with them just to see what was going on over there. And we found out they literally train dogs as a business, which makes a big difference.
And they sold Tom a dog.
They sold Martino a dog?
They did.
Which dog?
They didn't say, but Top Dog Security said they have heated water for the dogs so it doesn't freeze.
Got it.
They have dog houses. They have an enclosed dog run.
Excellent.
They actually had animal control come out and give them a thumbs up that everything was copacetic.
Got it. Over this call.
Over this call.
You know what's funny is we're never going to battle that. There's always people that if you have a dog working in any capacity or if you're training it, they're going to be angry because they think dogs have the same rights as people. And I'm not going to say they're bad. I'm not going to say they're good people. They just look at animals in a different view that a lot of us do. I love my dogs, but I also understand they're dogs. And my dogs have a function in my life. So that's just how that goes. I wonder what dog they sold Tom.
if I had to guess, I've known all of his dogs for a long time. I would
find out on Monday when he comes back.
We
We'll
will,
ask him.
and I'm going to take a guess, so remind me Monday to ask him, but I'm going to guess it was his ex-wife's German Shepherd. I'm going to guess that, because I don't know what other dog he would get from a place called Top Dog Security.
We'll find out, but no lunch bet on this one.
That's right. You had to pay up already. All right, we have one line open, 303-713-8255. Jorge's been waiting forever. First of all, Jorge, thank you for waiting. How can I help you?
Sorry. Yeah, Mark, my wife have a medical bills that she did not pay. Now it's a collection agency after her, and they sent a letter saying that, they want their money. And they put my name on the letter, too. I was wondering if that's legal because the medical bills.
Well, when you talk about legal, first of all, I'm not an attorney, so I can give practical advice. I don't give legal advice, but there would be nothing that I know of that would be illegal of putting your name on an envelope or your name on anything. Whether or not a judge, if it went to court, would look at you as responsible for the bill, that's different. But are you guys married?
Yes.
So there is something called the family doctrine. And once again, I'm not an attorney, but it is very possible you could be brought into this as well. If it was a child and you guys were divorced through the family doctrine, that could happen as well. But regardless of that, did they serve you? Do you have a court date? What's going on with it?
No, I just, just saying that they, looking for, to collect that money, on behalf of the hospital, but no, there's no court date, nothing yet. But they kind of, saying that I own that money too, though.
How much money is it?
$2,500.
Yeah.
A lot of times you can talk to the collection agencies and bargain with them and say, okay, we'll give you $1,000 and they'll go away.
Yeah, and that's Deputy Doc, man. He was in that industry forever and a day. I'd like to say he delivered over 1,000 babies, to give you an idea. So he's worked at hospitals and everywhere. You can probably negotiate with him, but when you negotiate with a credit collection agency like you're dealing with, boy, you better know what you're doing, because you don't want them taking a partial payment and all of a sudden, they're trying to collect it again in 4 or 5 months. You got to be very careful to settle it. I mean, very careful how you are going to settle it. But yes, you can negotiate that down, absolutely. In fact, if they don't think you have any money or assets, they'll negotiate it fairly quick, but be very careful how you settle it. Here's what you got to worry about, though, is when you actually get served. When you get served and you have a court date, you better show up, because they will get a judgment if you don't show up, a default judgment. Generally what happens, let's say the debt is correct, and I assume it is, and let's say you are responsible, or maybe it's just her, it doesn't matter. You both show up for court, you plead your case, they end up getting a judgment for X amount. Generally right there and then, they're going to hand you a questionnaire or what is called interrogatories. It's going to say, and the judge is going to have you fill them out right there. What bank do you bank with? What is your checking account number? What is your savings account number? Do you own a house? What assets do you have? So once you fill out the interrogatories, then they know where to go to get the collection. So you better handle it, because if you don't, and it's valid, at some point it'll probably catch up with you. The other thing you can do is get rid of it. That would be through a bankruptcy. And I don't know your financial situation, so I have no idea if that's right for you or not. But do you have any other question?
No, I'm just wondering why they put my name on the letter. The bill's not mine, so I just.
Do you guys have insurance at all? Do you have insurance at all?
Yes, the insurance paid some of that money already, but
wait, hold on, Jorge, listen to me. You have insurance with her, right?
Yes.
I would say you probably both owe it. Who took the policy out? Whose name is on the policy? Who's the responsible party? Then you are definitely, you're definitely responsible, and I can say that.
Okay.
In other words, under our health insurance, I have stupid Obamacare too, and I have to use the whatever. It doesn't matter. But Here's the deal. My name's on the policy. If Suzanne goes to the doctor, my wife, and we don't end up paying that bill, I'm the responsible party. That's what my thing says. So that's about it, man. You better handle it because eventually it will handle itself. Daphne, you can free that up. I've got to take a quick break. Sandy has a comment on the father of the kids we're trying to get home to him. This is such a sad story. I'll recap it real quick after the break. But Mohammed has an issue with T-Mobile. Imagine that. And we can free up line 4. And then James has a comment on the dog sold to Tom.
Weekdays 2 to 4. It's Michael Brown.
So you do that right away.
Don't worry, guys. I'm good. I'm good. What Christmas is going to be here before we know it. I can't believe it.
Oh, you know, Frank, the older you get, the faster it goes.
Man, I know.
Let me tell you, when you get to be my age...
All right, this is very, very important. I generally never say that for a commercial, but this one is. Open enrollment, if you need stuff to start soon. The 15th is associated with a lot, and I mean a lot of deadlines. Open enrollment for health insurance only comes around once a year. You need to reshop it right now. Some of these plans have dropped as much as 25%. You have to reshop it. I personally reshopped through Integra this year, and I'm going to, for the first time in so many years I can't even imagine, my rates are going to go down about 20%. Integra Insurance, I'm telling you, call them up. I don't care who you have. If you own a company and you want to reshop the policy for your entire company, call them up. They can save you a lot of money right now. 303-466-5500. Remember, the 15th, which is basically Monday or whatever day it is, that's it for a lot of people starting next month. 303-466-5500. 303-466-5500. 5500 Integra Insurance. If you can't write the number down now, just Google them or go to referrallist.com. It was a 30. Reported as a 30. Tell them it was a 30. Times 3. I don't care. That's good information, though. I understand I went long, but people got to call. All right, Frank, I'm going to hit you hard when we come back.
Okay, buddy.
Tricked. These are some of the comments we get from the hundreds of thousands of people.
So this guy, James,
Best-selling book, Welcome on Wall Street. Hi, I'm Inc. Magazine best-selling author Brett Kitchen.
says he know something on the dog sold to Tom, but at the same time, he knew the back line, line 6. So, I mean, I'm curious who this guy is. He must work from the radio.
He must be from Top Dog Security.
Maybe.
Because I left a message this morning for them to call on that back line.
Got it. I hate T-Mobile.
Oh, I do too.
The worst I ever had, though, was Sprint. They were so useless.
Well, I don't know why they're not letting them merge. They're really putting them through. It might be a better company.
I think eventually it'll go through.
No, I think Verizon is great. I've never had a problem with Verizon.
Why do you think it wouldn't go through?
I don't know. They're constantly going back because a lot of states are saying they're number 3 and 4.
I know.
The states are saying it'll be less competitive out there.
Well, of course,
states,
you can't argue that if you go
I know,
from...
but that's what's holding them up.
God, I know, but you can't just simply say it'll be less competitive.
But actually, there's 2 worse ones.
It's the Sherman Antitrust Act, right?
Well, like I say, usually when they're that low, number 3 and 4, it's not a big deal. It's usually if it's number 1 buying 3
or 2.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing the feds did, and I'm glad they did it, when they broke up Ma Bell.
Oh, yeah. God, absolutely.
Talk about a fucking monopoly.
Holy cow, can you imagine what cell phones...
They used to make you lease a phone, man. Can you imagine?
Long distance?
Oh, yeah.
Look how expensive long distance was.
You know, my uncle, probably till this day, my Aunt Muriel and Uncle Mario, they're upstate New York, a little town called Alplaus. I mean, there's like population maybe 100. Last time we were out there, which was probably 07, 08, they still had a freaking party line. When you
When?
pick 07, 08.
No way.
I swear to God, you would pick it up, and if someone, you would hear your neighbors on it.
That was a landline, right?
And it would ring. If it was their ring, you would know it was their ring.
Right.
Wow. Are you kidding me?
Yep, Outlaws, New York.
How
My
many people
uncle's
have
so
landlines
cheap.
anymore?
My uncle's so cheap, they probably just said there's no way we're not going to pay any more than this. The whole purpose of the party line, it was cheap.
Right.
Well, that was the only thing we had when we were on.
Remember pagers? Remember pagers?
Oh,
Everybody. I had a pager.
it just beeped. You didn't know the number. The original ones just
I'll tell you,
beeped.
the best thing for us ever invented was when we got mobile phones, because then you could be somewhere, and if your answering service called you, you didn't have to go run and find a phone somewhere.
What was the deal? I've seen doctors in in movies, not that old, but 80s, 90s, where they'll have their pager and they'll do something and they'll go 1, 2, 3, like they're syncing their pager up to something. Was there something you had to sync up to back in the day?
You just get a number, and then you have to find a phone to call that number.
So
That's
weird.
all.
No, I know. I had a pager,
Yeah,
but I've seen them in these movies. Like they like are syncing up pagers. I almost wonder if the original pagers you had to sync up to something.
No, because we've
Like
had
an
pages-
atomic clock, maybe.
No, we've had pages since the 70s, and it would just show you a number.
Oh, no, original papers would just beep.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but
No
when,
number.
But when it came
They
to-
would beep it, and they were probably radio, right?
Yeah, and you would just call the hospital.
Right, you just call the only number usually,
Right.
but we would call our dispatch, and then they would, because you wouldn't give other people the number.
I'll tell you, remember when you guys were kidding me about being on, dating services? I'll tell you what I used to do. If I go on a blind date, I would have my answering service page me a half an hour after the date. And if the date was going badly, I'd just, oh, fuck, I got to go deliver a baby. And if the date was going great, I'd say, just tell her I'll call in the morning. It was the greatest thing to do. We had a blind date. And nobody ever got upset.
That's not right, is it, Frank? Gosh darn it.
Sneaky, darn it.
It was sneaky.
All right, 303-713-8255. I got scolded during the break. Yeah, I'll say it. Ugly Ed screaming at me. You went over on that commercial. Listen, that's an important commercial. Really, the enrollment is up. That's a consumer issue. To me, yes, it's a commercial for Integra that are great guys, but there's lots of people that don't realize how much money they can save right now if they don't call around. And even if it's not Integra, it's open enrollment. It ends. So there, and look, I'm talking about it again now. He's like, oh, I'm supposed to report back to Tim. I'm supposed to tell Tim. You know what? When you talk to Tim next time, here's what I'd like to say. How come we don't have an FM translator? Do you know? How come 760's got one? KOA's got one. Some of our affiliates got them. How come we don't have one? Ugly Ed, why don't we have one? Why don't we have an FM yet? I love the sound of FM. Always looking at me like I'm going to be in trouble. Oh, boo-hoo. Like I'm the only one that doesn't know we don't have an FM translator. We really do need one. We really do. It would bring us into a younger market, too, on this show. Seriously. You know, my kids, and I hope people are listening, watch. I'll probably never be heard on the air again after today. But, seriously, there's kids out there in 20-somethings, they don't even know what AM is. My kids have no idea, and I'm on the radio. I don't think they've ever heard me. I don't think my radio's got that, they said. It's just something. That's it. Am I crazy? Ed's in there. You're terrified to talk, aren't you? Look at you. You're shivering
Those are
in
not
your
mutually
boots.
exclusive.
What's that?
You can be right and you can be crazy.
Well, of course, and I've been told that numerous times. But seriously, we really should get an FM translator. I'm going to hear it. I already know it. You know what? Who cares? It's good for the show. It's good for the station. It's good for everybody. I don't know how much they are. I'm saying this like you can run out to Radio Shack and get one. Radio Shack. Now I'm dating myself. So I would assume, I have no idea how much they are, but I'm going to take a wild guess. Actually, I would like you to ask Tim. Ask Tim how much an FM translator is and get back to me. Got it? Ed's looking at me like, sure, I will.
Yep, working on it now.
Yeah, okay. I don't know how much they are. I mean, are they like 100,000? 2 million?
Well, you got to apply to the FCC to get the license for one, and that's
a
lot of money.
They got one for 760 quick.
Yeah, they just moved it over from one they already had.
Oh, why didn't they move it here?
Again, way above my pay grade.
Okay, Ed. See, I look to you for advice. I look to you for knowledge. And yet there is none.
The world is burning.
Man, iHeart's killing it right now. You know, you guys realize the iHeart app, if you've never used it, for everybody listening to us on AM right now, not the people listening on the podcast, which are so many hundreds of thousands a year, it would blow you away. But the people listening to us on AM right now, if you download that iHeart app on your phone and you have Bluetooth in your car, you can listen to us in stereo. It's crazy. It sounds great. The iHeart app is not, oh, Doc's got it on his, and it's free. You know, there's Sirius XM. Those guys will rob you. I like Sirius XM, but it's like $300 a year if you don't watch it. It's crazy amounts of money. You never pay for that. You get a rental car, you listen to it. The iHeart app is free. 100% free. And I'm telling you, you can find any show across this country on this thing. It's an amazing thing to download and have. That, along with an FM translator, would just be wonderful. It would be.
Now we know what you want for Christmas.
That's it. Tell Big Tim and Small Tim. Tell all the Tims. That's what Major wants for Christmas, an FM translator. Tell him I'm willing to give up my salary. 100%. 100%.
All Tims are on notice.
I have no salary here. I don't work for iHeart, but I love iHeart. I do love iHeart. 303-713-8255. Oh, my goodness. James, I am curious how you know anything about this dog that got sold to Tom by, what was it called, Doc?
Top Dog Security.
Yeah. Do you work for Top Dog Security, James?
I own it.
Oh, you own it. What dog was it? I guessed it was Holly's German Shepherd.
It was his wife's, but it was a Rottweiler, and unfortunately, the dog ended up back with me. So it didn't work out. She had it for, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 months.
Holly.
Oh, geez, this was a long time ago. I don't really remember.
Well, I know his first wife, Donna, and I love Donna. Honest to God, I love Donna, and she's still around the area, and she's a great woman. They were married a long, long time, 25, 27, whatever years. It had to be Holly, because when he was married to Donna, he had this big, God, the thing was larger than life. I mean, the dog was so big, but it looked like almost like a sheepdog, like a Parisian, or I don't even know the name of it. A Pyrenees, a Great Pyrenees.
This was a Rottweiler with a long tail, and he was a lot of dog to handle.
What year do you think it was?
Not much. Oh,
James, did we give you a start? So anything you want to add?
Hold on. What year was it?
I couldn't tell you the exact year. It had to have been 10 years ago.
You know, I want to pick your brain real quick. And, Mohammed, I promise I'll go to you next, and then whoever's on one. I want to ask you something, James, since you own this place. Sure. I bought a Doberman. I've actually had numerous Dobermans, but my last one, her name is Bella. She's almost dead, let's put it that way. I sent her off to a place, a kennel, right next to my vet's office in Aurora. My vet, God, I can't think of the name of it right now. Dan, I sent you down there. Who's my Broadmere? Broadview. You know where Broadview Animal Clinic is, James?
I do not.
Okay, well, right next to it, I dropped my dog off for training. So Bella spent, I want to say about a
boarding and training program?
Yep, boarding and training for about a month. And honestly, it did pretty good. It didn't do great, and I would guess the reason it didn't do great was my follow-up based upon anything else.
Most likely. Well, that's what most people think. You know, they bring their dog in and they're going to get it trained and it's going to be a robot. And it's just going to immediately listen to everything you say.
How do you guys usually do it? If someone wants to buy let's say a family guard dog, for lack of a better words, we're not looking for an attack dog or a police dog, but a well-trained shepherd or a Doberman, something like that, or whatever breed it is, do you guys generally give it the basic training before they purchase it, or do they purchase it and bring it to you and leave it like a month like I did, or what kind of different things do you guys do?
Well, you can do it a few different ways, like you said. I mean, you could get it as a puppy and raise it up and do obedience training first and then go into protection training later on, or you can buy a dog that's already had all its obedience training and protection training, or you can buy a dog and bring it in for protection training. But, that being said, not all dogs are suited for that regardless of the breed.
Yeah, they got to be, in other words, they got to have certain characteristics. I mean, there could be a stupid German Shepherd for that matter.
Exactly. I mean, I've seen plenty of German Shepherds that aren't suited for, personal protection.
What do you think the best breed is suited for personal protection? Just in general, I realize not all of them are good, like you said, but the best breed.
I would have to say Belgian Malinois.
I don't even know what that looks like. Is that...
You see them on the cop shows. They look like shepherds, but they're a little smaller.
Oh, are they like usually solid black?
They're like, well, they're kind of rustish colored and with a black mask on their face.
Huh. Interesting. All right, we'll give your number out, man. You're not on our referral list or anything. Maybe we'll talk about that at some point, but give your number out since you called in.
Sure, it's 303-465-3762.
One more time.
We've been doing 303-465-3762.
Go ahead.
We've been doing this for about 25 years in the Denver metro area.
Cool, man. Very cool. I've used a couple like that. Not you, but maybe I'll check you out here soon. Thanks, dude.
Sure. I did want to correct something you said, though.
Please.
First go around.
Okay, now you sound like my wife.
Control. Sorry. Animal Control did not go out there over this call.
Oh, I didn't say that.
Are you sure?
I'm positive I didn't. I think Doc alluded to that. Doc, did you get that mixed up? Or
No, I didn't allude to.
that.
I just said Animal Control had been out there at some point.
Yeah, I took it the way Doc said
Mark
it.
Said over this call.
Yeah, okay, maybe. And then he said yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I got you. No, actually, how I really took that is, you know, when you open a facility like that, they come out and check on you occasionally, just like a veterinarian clinic or a hospital or anything.
Oh, somebody complained, and they came out and they called me up, just to.
When that lady called to begin with, just so you know, when she found out, which I think was this morning or last night, we already had her lined up to come on the show. She's what we refer to as an outbound call. They called 303 Martino when the show wasn't going on, so we reached back out to him. She had no idea you guys trained animals and had no idea that, they had a warm place to go. So, I mean, I do give her that. And she did acknowledge that when she called this morning, so you know.
Okay, great.
All right. Hasta la vista, baby. 303-713-8255. Mohammed, I promise you're up next on the Troubleshooter Network.
This is Denver's
Is Daphne doing the...
This report is sponsored by the Broadmoor.
An accident on northbound.
Have you ever owned a
Would I ever want one?
Have you ever had one?
No, I wouldn't want one.
I wouldn't want one either.
I wouldn't want a pit bull.
That would be a lot of hassle.
First of all, they're ugly dogs. I think. I don't want... How can you have a dog if you're single? I mean, I don't want to have to go...
You know what? When you say that, because I'm buying the car.
Yeah.
But it's... You gotta get back there. You're right. You're right.
It's when I was married, had a kid, we had a family dog. But when you're single, I don't want it.
All right, Ed.
But let me tell you.
Clock me.
We're always happy to see you.
Oh, yeah.
Who else do you know that's always
After I say clock me.
Huh?
Again, headlines the Broadmoor Holiday Show this December.
I got a dog dish that says...
Okay, hold on, guys.
Or call Broadmoor Reservations for more information. Visit the Broadmoor for the holidays. Close to home, yet a world away.
All right, Ed, clock me. You ready? Now, Master Rooter. I love this plumbing company. In fact, they're helping out with a case we actually had today. Hopefully, they're going to be able to help this woman get her water heater installed, maybe a new one, maybe repair the one she has. We'll let you know tomorrow how that goes. But in the meantime, no trip charge in the Denver metro area, no estimate charge. Get you a plumber to your house. You ready for the phone number? Here we go. 720-434-3406. 720-434-3406. 30 seconds, baby.
Yeah.
Frank, what do you want to talk about?
What kind of dog you have?
I'll figure it out.
All right. I can talk about anything.
Do you have to go? Is there a dog door, or do you have to go home and walk?
I gotta go home because if I do have one for the dog door, but it tends to bark quite a bit out there in the neighbors.
Do you have
See, if I had a place like that, a doggy door, where you could just let the dog
I had a friend whose uncle had a Rottweiler. It was a really good dog, actually. I never saw anything bad out of it.
No, I don't.
I'm a little nervous about pit bulls.
No,
I don't think I'd have that breed around kids or in a neighborhood. That I just don't have anything there. We've got some friends that have some that are half pit bulls, half boxers. They're pretty cool dogs.
Right. I have a Yorkie. He's a pain.
And
my parents
it's
had
like watching kids. I think watching a dog play is like watching kids play.
Yeah.
They got a little tiny thing now. Let me see here.
Yeah. But it is, like I said,
My mom just sent me a picture of it.
Go downtown.
So tiny.
Exactly.
So you're
They're cool little guys. I mean, they're cute.
Here's the thing, you know.
If you go on vacation, I don't want to count.
They are a handful.
Find people, but to take care of it. So yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
It's a big commitment.
It is a commitment. You're right.
I don't know where it is. Oh, maybe it was an email and I deleted it. It's tiny though. I think it's a Yorkshire Terrier.
Yorkies are small.
Yeah.
What did you say you had?
Yorkie.
Oh, it is a Yorkie.
Yeah.
So it is the same thing. It's like this.
Yeah, they're cute. I had a German Shepherd, but she passed away.
It can't even. My parents can't even jump up onto the bed. They had to put like a thing to jump up to jump up.
Like if they have steps you can buy for little dogs.
Out where I live, I guarantee an owl would pick that thing up in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah.
There's a video of I don't know if it was a kitten or a dog, but the whole thing was caught on. The owl comes down, grabs it, brings it up, and I mean it's gone.
Owls are mean.
They are.
Yeah.
They're hungry too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They're smart though. They pick up their prey and then drop them to kill them.
Do they really?
Mm-hmm. That's what they do. They grab a squirrel, bring it up, drop it, go down and eat it.
Interesting.
Be the quickest way to really do it, right?
Well, there's something called a bearded vulture, and all they do is eat bones. And they're in Ethiopia. They pick up the bones, they fly, and they drop the bones on the rocks, and then they eat the marrow. And it's really interesting because the younger birds takes them about 10 tries. The older ones are they have like Northern bobsides. They just go up there and they drop them on the rock. It splinters, and they just swallow the bones, the pieces of bone. It is really weird.
I have an update on the girls flying home.
Yeah. What's going on with that?
No, I don't.
It's on line 8.
No, okay. No, I don't see line 8. That's why.
Okay, we got it here.
I'll ask you. I'll tell you. First time I went to this lake house, a buddy of mine, we went there numerous times, but we used this lake house a lot in Wisconsin. In fact, it was really close to the Leinenkugel's brewery, so it's about maybe an hour and a half from the very tip of Superior in Wisconsin. So we're driving down to Lake Superior, and there's a dead cow on the side of the road. Hanging out of the cow is a bald eagle. The bald eagles are everywhere down there. In fact, when we were fishing, I've seen them come down and grab fish right out. I had no idea that these are our national bird was such a scavenger.
Sure.
Holy shit, man. They're buzzards, basically.
In fact, Ben Franklin didn't want that as a national bird.
They wanted the turkey. Right.
The turkey?
Yeah.
Now, I got to admit, that would be a bad move. Those things are out by my house, man.
I know, but they said about the...
Because they're scavengers?
Almost any bird of prey will be a scavenger.
I just never seen nothing like it.
It's
less work.
Use less energy scavenging than hunting.
I must have seen literally in a 1 or 2 week period, just on one trip, I must have seen them scoop down and grab fish out 15 times.
But if they can get a free meal, they'll get a free meal. Any bird of prey, any raptor.
Yeah, the cow is a hell of a buffet.
Pelicans aren't raptors.
All right, 303-713-8255. Frank ran the real estate man, and I promise I'll go to the phones. Frank, I know you got to cut out here in a minute, man. I can't emphasize enough, and I'm going to tell people what you do when it comes to selling your house. First of all, there's someone out there that's getting ready to sell their house, and they're thinking about a realtor. The first thing I'm going to tell you, because I've fallen prey to this, do not do these deals where you try to sell it yourself. You're going to end up not making as much money. I don't care what the commission is. None of that matters. The bottom line is how much goes into your bank account. And I'm telling you, these cut rate places or these sell your own house places, you're not going to sell it for the same amount. So even after you subtract whatever Frank's fees are, he's still going to put more money in your pocket. Now, here's what really makes them different from other realtors. Oh, and I'll tell you something else. Don't hire your sister or don't hire your cousin or some family member, because there's a lot of people out there that ran and got their real estate license and they just simply haven't done it that long. This man next to me actually goes and deals with an attorney. How often? Like twice a year?
Once a quarter.
Once a quarter, he goes to an attorney to make sure he understands any changes in real estate law in Colorado. The other thing he does,
How often do you go to classes on negotiation, Frank?
Well, every day, technically, right?
Well, of course, because you touch every deal.
Yeah,
but seriously, how often?
Boy, quite a bit, Mark. It's
multiple
really
times a year.
Multiple times, yes.
Yeah. So listen. So ask your cousin or ask your whoever in your family or your neighbor that decided to sell houses. Ask him those questions. When's the last time you went to a negotiation class? When's the last time you paid money to sit down with a real estate attorney to make sure you've got all your bases covered when it comes to disclosure, for example? Then, after you find a great realtor like Frank Duran, the real estate man, ask him if they do this like Frank does. He comes in and cleans your house to stage it. He doesn't charge you for that. He brings a full maid crew in to get everything right. This is just another way he gets more than asking price because your house is ready to show. He'll tell you, too, hey, we got to get rid of this couch, or we got to do this, or I think it's smart to put carpet in now, or let's not worry about it. We'll give an allowance. He does all of this. When he came in and did our house, I swear to you, I promise on the lives of my children, after he did the virtual tour, what is that called? The
3D.
The 3D, but there's a name for it, like Paragon or something, whatever it is, Matterhorn, whatever it is, this 3D imaging. You could walk into my house and go upstairs, downstairs. It was just like being there. Almost 100,000 people walk through my house virtually in 3 days. We had offers left and right that we could choose from, and he started a bidding war. Frank Duran, the real estate man. In fact, frankduran, Frank, you saved me a lot of money. Thank you. Now, that was me asking you a question.
Well, that was a great question, Marcus.
Well, I appreciate that.
And the answer is very simple, you see. No, but and we really, Mark, I really appreciate the opportunities. You know, I've done this for 27 years. I started out knocking on doors. You appreciate and you love every customer. One other thing we do is we don't tie them to a contract. They can cancel anytime. That's even after we've cleaned the house or did the virtual tour.
Once again, though, ask anybody else who you're dealing with a realtor. In fact, tell them to put it in their contract. You can leave it anytime, even after they spent money advertising it, even after they clean it, or most of them don't clean it, but you're getting the idea. You can leave at any time. If you're not happy with Frank, that's it. Tell him to go away. It's done. It's over. You don't owe him a nickel.
We work to earn your business every day.
It's incredible. I mean, who else does that, Dan? I mean, honestly.
You know what? He could save that.
Your own sister or cousin probably okey-doke.
Look what happened with Hardy.
Hardy?
$10,000.
Oh, my God. His daughter got her real estate license, and he used her, and literally, she had no idea, Frank, what she was looking at on a new construction contract, which is completely different, as you know, than a standard Colorado state real estate to buy and sell.
That's right.
He ended up losing $10,000 because of his own kid who just got her license.
Yeah.
It happens all the time. Folks, I can't emphasize this one enough. God bless, Frank. Hasta la vista, baby.
Talk to you soon.
You got it. And by the way, the other thing Frank is unbelievably good at. You ready? Unbelievably good at. Unbelievably good at. Seinfeld trivia. I promise you it's incredible. Thanks, Frank. We'll see you. We were at a Christmas dinner with Frank a year or two ago, and Dan and I were trying to get him on any kind of Seinfeld trivia. We got our butts handed to us. Carl, go ahead. What's going on? Carl.
Yes, this is Carl.
Oh, dang it, Carl. I'm sorry. I'm going to put you on hold because I have promised Mohammed 1,000,000 times I'd go to him. Carl, you're next. Mohammed, what's going on with T-Mobile?
Yeah, hi. Thank you for taking my call.
Yes,
I had
sir.
an issue with T-Mobile. I switched service to Verizon after being 14 years with T-Mobile.
Got it.
And I owe him one bill
for
$207.24.
Got it.
When I went ahead and to pay the bill, they shocked me. They wanted $160 more for porting numbers, and I couldn't understand that.
When was this?
September 20th when I switched from T-Mobile.
I don't think, I'm almost positive at this point, they can't hold your number hostage. You should be able to, well, they didn't hold your number hostage. Hold on.
No, they didn't. I ported the number to Verizon.
Yeah, okay, so why do they want, they're tacking onto your bill that.
Yes, exactly. $160 more for porting numbers. And I didn't understand. I tried to resolve the issue with T-Mobile, but they will not listen. I went to their stores several times. I talked to their manager, but they will not talk to me.
You know what? We do. We do have an angel at T-Mobile, so I didn't know they could charge for porting the number. Are you sure they're not charging for like early termination or something to do with the actual equipment?
14 years. 14 years. I never had a contract with them. The first 2 years with a contract, but then after that, it was just
Hold on a second. Hey, hold on. Dan, do me a favor. Just look up real quick if T-Mobile charges. I want to know if any company can charge a porting fee, if you will. I thought the feds got rid of a lot of that stuff. I really did, but I know they can't hold your number hostage. Wherever you go has the ability to pull your number from the old place, even if you owe money on your phone or contract or anything. But I never thought of whether or not the company you're leaving could charge for that. See what you can find on that. Meantime, we'll have Daphne call up our angel or send out an email. So, Mohammed, hang tight. We're also going to get some information. Let me take a quick break. Carl's got a real estate transaction. His brother took advantage of him or something. And then another comment on that Aurora cop that basically got a slap on the hands, drunk 4 or 5 times the legal limit, didn't get fired from the Aurora police. It's just crazy.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Clint Eastwood's Richard Jewell. An accident on...
Hold on a sec, Doc.
They can charge for 40.
They can?
Yeah, there's no law against it. He had like 14 lines, too. No, I know what you're saying about dog and stuff before. You can't get rid of a dog either. You gotta wait till it dies. Huh?
That's the issue. I don't see line 8 here. I do now.
I have an update on Girls Flying Home.
Mine only went to 7.
Oh, well.
I stretched it out, but mine, I didn't see anything below 7.
Ours goes up to 12 on the, just your screen too, right?
Yeah.
Goes up to 12. Nice.
All right, Rocky Mountain Retro Foam, I promise you, if you still have traditional insulation in your walls, you're most likely paying too much on your energy bills. Without the right insulation in your walls, your heating and cooling system, they have to work overtime. That's more power, that's bigger bills. These guys, in fact, their website, you can check out a video. Tom went out to check this product out up and down, and it's a really cool video Martino made. Foamyourwalls.com, foamyourwalls.com. But to put it simply, they show up with a truck. They kind of run a hose, drill a small little hole into your wall, whether exterior or interior. Then they pump this foam into there that goes up into the cavity. It goes around the wires, electric. It's almost like a liquid. And then it never dries. It never dries fully hard, but it dries. And then the other cool part, besides the saving on your energy bills, it makes your house almost up to 80-85% soundproof. So if you live next to a highway or a train station or anything, or maybe a noisy room in your house, your master bedroom's near, you get the idea. But just check out the video. Foamyourwalls.com, foamyourwalls.com, foamyourwalls.com. That one was 115. That's what you said, right? 115.
I know.
I hadn't done it for a while. I do like dogs.
Well, you know, it's like anything else. If you got that gene, if you like dog, you know, there are dog people, there are cat people, there are ferret people, there are snake people.
What do you mean, snake people?
People like snake for pets.
I had a niece like that. She was like lizards, snakes.
Is Brown out there? See if he is. Tell him I want to ask him if there really is a deep state. Tell him that's one of the questions I want to ask him.
You'll receive seasonal tactical and survival gear essentials to be better prepared at home and on the road, and a digital subscription to our community. Products include backpacks, helmets, hammocks, holsters, vests, and more kick-ass gear.
And more kick-ass gear.
That's coming out of the woodwork for Christmas.
What's that?
All these people, they advertise, 3 weeks of the year.
Yeah, I know. You know, the one I thought was weird was that box, that guy that was in with that Amazon box. I think he should have done a digital lock or something. Were you in with that?
No.
Oh. So it's a box. It's a great idea. So your package guy can leave it, the package, if you're not home and no, pirate's going to take
right,
it.
yeah, it was here. It was like a strong box.
Yeah, I just wish he had like a digital code. The problem is then it gets too expensive. His idea wasn't too bad. You leave the lock unlocked, they put it in and lock it.
Right.
And you bolt it down.
But it's a lot of work just for a package which may or may not get stolen.
Yeah, I know. Well, where I live, I don't think I've ever had a package missing. But I bet in a normal... Well, no, you know what? With all the cameras these days, these Ring doorbells, you got to be crazy to run up and steal. Or you simply don't care.
Right.
You're a drug addict or something.
You know, I may be the only person in the world who's never ordered anything from Amazon. I've never ordered anything online except tickets. I've never ordered a product online.
God, I use Amazon all the time.
Well, you guys, you're married. You order stuff. I don't order stuff. I need something, I go buy it.
Yeah. I don't even like going into stores to buy shit, though. And if you live like this area, where I live, it's 2 days. But if you live around here, most of it,
it's 1 day.
It's 1 day.
No, I agree.
And if you're in New York City, in some areas, it's that day.
Right.
Walmart does the same. They'll deliver stuff now 2 days.
Well, all of them. King Soopers, Safeway.
It's kind of weird. I'm just so used to it. I really hate going virtually anywhere, man.
Does Costco deliver?
Yeah, they don't have the 2 day or anything.
But
I ordered
deliver?
a bunch of stuff, and it took, hell, I'm still receiving it, and it's been 2 weeks.
Any space can easily become a modern, simply used Zoom room.
So when you enjoy this when Tom's not here? It's kind of a different... You're taking over for Tom when he's not here. It's kind of a different...
Oh, yeah.
Different role.
A lot different. Same thing, but a lot.
See him in the can.
Is he coming in?
I believe so. He just got here, though. Oh. I think he'll come on in. I think he likes doing it, to tell you the truth.
What's that? About what? I think he'll still do it. I don't know why he wouldn't.
Good. I hope so.
So we got to find out what this update is on the girls.
Yeah. And then, like, as far as Muhammad, he's gone. There is no law against that. They can charge.
So maybe
reporting numbers they can charge.
Well, they charged him like $10 a line, and he had 14 lines.
I think he had 14 lines. He charged him $160. So, and it didn't say whatever. The only thing they said you can negotiate with him. But he's leaving. He's leaving 14 lines.
Yeah. Well, if it's $10 a line, that's not a lot.
Oh, he's leaving 14 lines?
14.
That's a hell of a friends and family package.
Yeah. I got the best deal. My ex-wife's paying for my Verizon bill.
All right, 303-713-8255. Remember, when we're not here, you can always find us on Facebook, YouTube. You can watch the show in its entirety, all 4 hours, with video on our Facebook page. And that is, just go to Facebook and search Tom Martino's Referral List, or Referral List, one word. There's numerous ways to find it. You'll see our logo. Don't forget referrallist.com for the absolute best vendors out there. And I have to say something. I have had so much wonderful response to the credit card processing company Tom and I started. You can go to savingonfees.com. We have one company we have saved over $50,000 a year. We made sure with the people we teamed up with, when we formed this company, there'd be no long-term contracts. We wanted our people to have free equipment, and more importantly, the best credit card processing rates that are transparent right there. They will beat whoever you have, and there is nothing to lose. Savingonfees.com. Daphne, it says you have an update on the girls flying home. Go ahead.
Yes. All right. So Suzanne sent me this. She said the parolee, Michael's mom, is the one who is going to take the girls. She is here in Colorado, but per the social worker, they absolutely cannot fly alone back to Colorado. They have to have an adult with them.
Per what social worker?
Coming from the social worker.
So we've got to fly someone out to grab them and then fly them back?
Or they need to, an adult needs to fly with them, exactly.
Out to here and then fly back.
Correct.
When are they? So who okayed this? I mean, is this ready to go? If we can put this together now, is it done? Here's what the only thing I don't want to happen. It'll drive me insane. We pay for all these tickets. Deputy Doc pays for tickets. We pay for tickets. And they're all going to be non-refundable, very expensive tickets because they're same day, next day, and then the kids don't end up there. How do we know it's going to happen?
I think we need to step back and make sure we have all of our I's dotted and T's crossed, because I got another call from a Sandy who would not come on air, and she's exploding saying he's a horrible man, and she is the legal guardian. So we need to do some more. And
as the world turns.
Right. And then I also have an update on...
Hold on. How do we know who the legal guardian actually is right now?
I think we need to double check.
But how? I'm asking. They're in Florida. We're here. How do you check who a legal guardian is? Here's what Bonnie Shields said. If he is the biological father or the father and the wife dies, which did happen, he would be the next in command, if you will.
Exactly. So I think we just...
Well, who was the nutbag that called up? And the only reason I say that is they wouldn't come on the air. They wouldn't do anything. Who are they?
Exactly. Her name was Sandy, and I said...
so we don't... she could have been a total loony.
Exactly. So I think,
what's the other update?
Up on the end of the show, so we'll look into that. The other update is the woman that was murdered trying to get her home. John Miller from the Archdiocese of Denver, we got him involved.
Yes, Suzanne got on that.
Exactly. So Newcomer Mortuary is going to take care of things here. They're working with the coroner in Georgia.
So they're going to get the body back?
Well, that's a little more difficult because the legal next of kin is the murderer.
Is the murderer.
Exactly.
The legal next of kin is the person that killed them.
Exactly.
And he killed his mother and he killed his wife.
Yes,
Oh
exactly.
my God.
So the father...
When I say we handle any problem in and out, we are helping someone get a body back here. We are helping someone get their kids back here. We're helping someone with T-Mobile. It's incredible. That is what this show's about. We're going to pick up where we left off on that stuff tomorrow. In fact, keep Mike up if he wants, but Michael Brown, I've got to ask you something.
What do you want to know?
We've been hearing about a deep state. You were in the Bush administration for how many years?
Almost 6.
6 years. Honest to God, is there a deep state? Does the FBI actually operate outside? We know they did at one point, but do you think they are now? Honestly.
Well, you've asked 2 separate questions.
I'll ask 3.
All right. Well, the first question you asked was, is there a deep state?
Yes.
And I have to tell you that when I first walked into Washington, D.C. on January 20th, 2000, what would it have been, 2000?
Yeah.
2001. That was the biggest shock I faced. We didn't call it the deep state then. We called it the permanent bureaucracy.
No kidding.
People who have been there literally. I mean, there were people that were working for me that have been in their jobs for 30 years. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's so
they
weird.
Have all the historical knowledge. They know where all the bodies are buried.
Because really, the only thing that comes and goes is the administration.
Right.
So all these people know everything. Yeah. In fact, think of Trump coming in. My God, he probably knew nothing because he wasn't a politician.
Yeah, I don't care how good of a politician you are. You go in. You can't. The government is so large, you cannot possibly know or comprehend
anything,
everything that's going on.
What are you going to be talking about? I assume this impeachment crap.
Yeah. I'm so sick of it. Can we talk about? Won't you? I'll pay you. Stick around for 2 more hours.
No.
And let's talk about broken refrigerators.
We don't talk broken refrigerators.
Okay, a broken car.
Maybe.
Okay.
All right. 303.
Before you have your transmission rebuilt, repaired, or replaced, take it